Monday, February 5th, 2024, and we are coming to you live. How is everybody doing today?
Good.
Woo! I'm a little Grammy sleepy, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I watched the beginning of it. I didn't watch too much of it, but I watched, first couple breaks and watched a couple performances and stuff.
I watched every second of it enough to know that I watched it until I verified that I was old, and then I watched the rest of it anyway because they kept teasing me with Billy Joel, which they left till the last goddamn thing.
Of course.
Billy Joel, Joni Mitchell, Meryl Streep. I was like, all right, I can hang with this one, but it was a little bit. I'll tell you, I wasn't that surprised. I mean, I'm very familiar with SZA. I'm very familiar with Taylor Swift, and all I know is, can I just tell you something? Me and Taylor Swift's dad are a little bit of buddies. There's no joke. That's for real. And he, in a conversation that I had with him, he said to me, well, she's just finishing up her new album, and blah, blah, blah. And I went, oh, a new album? Does everybody know? And I never will betray anything that he says to me on the air, But I did tell my daughter, to which she was like, no, this is not true. She doesn't have a new album. She just had a new album, and she didn't talk about it. And I said, okay, what do I know? And then I know that she's re-recording her albums because Scooter Braun has the rights.
Did you say to your daughter, are you talking to her sister? Because I'm talking to her father.
Listen.
So that may be something.
She bought back all of her albums.
There's no reasoning with an 11-year-old. She did?
Yeah.
So why is she doing the Taylor's version of them all?
That's because when she was under her record label, they changed some stuff. They would say, don't say this, say that. And because there was like this big line of a girl on the mattress in her red song, and she went and switched it because she felt bad about that lyric. So she's going and doing it.
I thought this was all Scooter Braun related.
It was because he owned them and the record label owned them, but now that she owns them, she's going to do them the way that she originally wanted.
Got it.
She's just collecting double the amount of money.
Exactly.
Whatever, it works. So
but I mean, it costs to record it, but she knows it's an investment. She knows she's going to get back, I guess.
So I say to my daughter, because think about it, she's the greatest selling artist of all time now, and like she's up there with Michael Jackson and the Beatles. And when time comes for someone to sell her catalog, she owns it, so she could either sell it or pass it on down to her kids, whatever she wants to do. That's so smart. So I've been saying to my daughter that she's working on a new album. My daughter was like, no. And last night when she won her award, she said, I have to tell you something that I've been keeping secret for 2 years now. On April 19th, my new album is coming out. I looked at my daughter and I was like, ha. And she looked at me like, oh, I go, I told you. I told you.
Did you make her sleep outside?
No. I listen to me. I said to her every night, I go, give me a kiss goodnight. And she leans down and gives me her forehead like I have to kiss her, like she's the goddamn princess. And that night, she gave me a kiss. I was like, thank you, Taylor, for bringing us together.
Can I tell you that I make good decisions? I know that I make good decisions because I was in a store and I saw a girl that was about the same age as your daughter, and she looked like the half-black version of your daughter.
Oh.
Looked very much like your daughter, but definitely was half black.
Did you kiss her on the forehead?
No, you know what I didn't do? I didn't take a picture of her to send it to Mike.
Wait, what?
Because I was like,
half
wow,
black Juliana would have been everywhere.
I was like, that looks just like Mike's daughter. And then I did not reach for my phone to take a picture of an 11-year-old girl in public and try to explain the she looks like my friend's daughter.
Gal was afraid of her full black father to come around the corner.
Yeah.
I was very happy last night that I finally got something right, and I said, okay, good, and I'm cool dad again, and it was a wonderful feeling, which I know is already gone. I know that she's already.
Don't give up on it, Michael.
Nah.
Don't give up on it.
You know how it is.
I mean, was that special?
To my wife it was, and I mean to my daughter it was, and then the best is she said, I'm going to. You're never gonna believe this, but she said I'm going to Instagram right now or wherever to post the cover of the photo when I go backstage. So we all went to her Instagram and nothing was there except for me. It was on my thing and I immediately hit first like in.
Oh.
Yeah. I said, your dad's on fire.
Did you screen grab that?
I couldn't, Galvin. I hit it and it said like. It was the first like there. And then I went back to see if I could see it. And when I went back, I had 113,000 likes in a matter of 2/10 of a second.
She probably has
insane.
it set up somehow so everybody thinks they're the first like.
like,
It makes them feel good.
Yep.
She knows what's going on. You get that dopamine rush. I was the first like on Taylor Swift. Oh my God, I'm a fan forever.
Yeah.
I saw somebody cut together, and this was so great. It was Taylor Swift fans at her concert, and they put Slayer music to it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the beginning of Raining Blood, and it's got the thunder and all that stuff, whatever. And the girls go like this, like they're waiting for it, and then it goes, dun, 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 and they go nuts. They're, like, they're going crazy. It was hilarious.
Is tonight you going to Pantera?
Yes, tonight is Lamb of God and Pantera. Yeah, gonna be fun.
Anyway, you going?
No, not my Pantera. I respect the brothers.
Right.
They're fine with it. They said Gio's not going to be here, but we're going to go ahead and play.
Thank God.
Anyways,
Why did the one guy get killed? Why did that guy kill him? Did we ever
Dimebag?
know? Yeah.
well, there's a lot of different stuff because Phil, the singer, they had
Yeah.
broken up, and there was some bitter stuff back and forth, and whether this guy was on Phil's side and
Yeah.
wanted to take Dime out.
I thought it was because you broke up Pantera.
Yeah.
Now you must die.
Well, and that may be it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird thing. There's a great
Oh,
behind
they were
the-
not back together when he
No,
killed him.
no.
They never got back. He wasn't even allowed at the funeral.
Yeah.
Like the family told him, "Do not come to the funeral."
Well, if he killed him, yeah. Why
Well,
would
no,
he-
no, no,
I'm
no.
talking
Oh.
about Phil and Selmo.
The singer.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know who killed who.
Yeah,
like
there
they
was
were
bad blood.
They
and-
were going back and forth talking. It was more, from what I recall, most of it was from Phil's side. It was like this
Well, he's a big
crap
mouth.
talking.
Yeah, and I think he had some substance abuse problems.
And he
And
was a
this,
little
that.
bit of a skinhead Nazi.
Yeah, and it's funny because whenever this came about where they were like, hey, Pantera, and it's going to be Zach Wild and Charlie Benante, I was like, listen, they're great, so that's going to work out great. It all depends on what Phil is like because
Yeah.
Right.
he can be a
He was always the
slob and-
weirdo.
yeah, all that stuff, whatever. But he looks good. He sounds good. He seems to be a lot cleaner now, so I don't know.
Responsible for Tommy Lee shaving his head.
Oh, yeah?
Tommy Lee went down to a mohawk for a while, and then when they came out with that new stuff with John Corabi, he said to Tommy Lee, "Your stuff's so heavy now, you don't even need the hair. Shave it off." And he did. Shaved it all off.
Mm.
Stupid. Motley Crue is the best looking band of idiots ever. Like, it's amazing that Tommy and Nikki still look so young.
Yeah.
They still have such great hair and all that
Mm.
stuff.
And then there's Vince,
And then there's Mick.
the abominable snowman.
Old spina bifida over there, whatever he has.
Yeah, but Mick's doing his own thing now. They
Yeah.
got John 5 in there.
Nobody cares. And John 5 is what? Oh, in Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the way you said it, I thought you meant. Anyway, I met Vinnie Paul a couple of times. He was pretty cool, but he's another one where it's like you just found a fat guy who got lucky. Like if you said to me, "This is Vinny," I go, "Hey, Vinny," and I look over and I go, "Vinny owns a bar, or Vinny is a farmer. Vinny is a biker who works at Walmart at overnight stocking." Like I have no idea what he did. You tell me he's in a band, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because they were just regular dudes.
Yeah.
I met them in Tallahassee, Dimebag, when they were in Damage Plan, and they were like the two nicest dudes, just like regular guys sitting
Yeah.
at the bar. Like I'm just dumb radio guy, and they act like they'd known me for 25 years.
Yeah, he was very cool. I met
Yeah.
him. I met him twice. I met him at the Grammys one time, and then I met him years later at the AC/DC show in Chicago. He was in our suite for some reason, and that was pretty cool. So it was in our suite were the brothers that aren't in the band for AC/DC, which might have been the guy who's in it now. You know,
Mm.
yeah, the cousin. They're all the same height, and they all have the same dumb face.
Right, right.
And then the next day at the airport, we ran into Ace Frehley. And, I mean, I would imagine if you're Ace Frehley, you get recognized pretty often.
Sure, yeah.
But he was in the security line right in front of us with nobody bothering him at all. So, of course, Pete went up to him like they were been friends. Hey, Ace. Went up to him like they were friends for 100 years. And he goes, "Yeah, what's up?" And he goes, "Hey, you in town for, were you at the AC/DC show?" And he was like, "No, I had my own show at the whatever club." And he goes, "Oh, all right, let's get some pictures."
Let's get some pictures.
And I have a picture of me and Ace Frehley because of Pete. It's hilarious.
I have a picture with me with AC/DC, and it's with Angus and Malcolm, and I don't know where it is, and I got to find it because it is me with Angus and Malcolm, and I have my hands down by my knees on their back because they are so tiny.
Yeah.
They are so tiny. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, hold on, trying to like hunch down, so I'm making sure I'm in the picture too.
That's so great, man. So I enjoyed the Grammys last night. I,
Yeah.
I understood what was going on. I don't understand the attraction to Travis Scott, though. at one point he sang that song that he sang 15 times, Fiend, and he just started breaking chairs. He just started picking up chairs and smashing them. And I go,
the kids love that.
Why didn't the WWE go over this guy? I mean, that would be the best thing ever. Yeah, no, it wasn't bad. I mean, I don't know if you like that kind of music. It wasn't bad, I guess, but it was just a lot of nothing.
I'm going to make 2 statements about the Grammys. One obvious, one you're going to go, really? Oh. One obvious is that Dua Lipa, great way to open a show.
Oh, yeah.
Great way to open a show. Sexy, great.
The other thing about that, though, is I did at one point say to my wife, look at the body on that guy.
Oh,
one guy in there. He had muscles on muscles, man. I was very impressed.
I was busy with Dua Lipa with her leather shorts. And then the other thing, Trevor Noah, pretty good host.
I mean, Galvin, not only did he keep the show on, his jokes are very funny.
He did a good job. He did a good job. I'm not a fan of his. I don't particularly care for him, but he definitely kept it moving, had the jokes, improv pretty well because people walking in as he was saying stuff, whatever, and he would point them out and do different things.
That was the funny when he said Taylor Swift's here, and Taylor Swift came walking by, and he said every area she walks in, the economy rises around her. Right? Like he goes Lionel Richie just went from Lionel Richie to Lionel Wealthy.
Yeah, I thought that was great. And then whenever he said about Meryl Streep was going to be there, and Meryl Streep walked in, he goes, "That's going to be the show. I'm just going to name people, and then they're going to show up. That's how it works now."
He did a really good job. I almost texted you and was like, I don't know, Trevor Noah might be winning me over right now. I still don't like him. I wouldn't watch anything else.
So what's he doing now? Not the Daily Show, just
being
comedy.
rich and
just
doing
being Trevor
comedy.
Noah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Another funny thing that he did, he sat down with Billy Joel, and he said, Billy Joel, between the two of us, we've sold out Madison Square Garden 152 times. And Billy Joel said, how many times did you do it? He goes, I'm a man. I don't have to point that out there. Because it was 2.
I got to be honest with you. That's a little ripped off from, what's his name, the very handsome Ken guy, Ryan Gosling.
Oh.
Because he went up whenever I think it was Academy Awards or one of the shows.
Oh, about who won?
And it was with Russell Crowe. And he goes, between of us, we have, 4 Oscars. And he goes, how many do you have? And he goes, let's not talk about what's it. It was pretty much the same thing.
He's so funny. Ryan Gosling's amazing.
It was good. It was those two together were good. That not other guys.
The Nice Guys.
Nice Guys.
Such a good movie.
I didn't know Ryan Gosling was in that Britney Spears Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Thing. I didn't know. I saw that picture. There was him, Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, and
Christina.
Maybe it was somebody else. I can't remember.
Mouseketeers.
Yeah, she was in it.
Yeah, it was crazy. She looked good last night.
Yeah, she did.
Brittany?
No, Christina.
Oh,
tight.
Oh,
Ozempic.
yeah.
Whatever. It's her head that I thought looked good.
Yeah, but have you seen the side-by-sides of her like 6 months ago from like an award show or a concert or something like that?
Fatty Fat?
No, just it is a world of difference.
Yeah.
Like she looks amazing. Like she looks really good now. You know what I mean? And she didn't look bad in the other one, but you're just like, that's not 6 months.
You know, no, go ahead.
I was going to say she just looked puffy, but here's the bad thing, and I have no idea. God forbid anybody's working their ass off to get in shape because now everyone's just like, Ozempic, idiot.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm on Ozempic, and I don't feel like it's working as well for me as it works for Christina Aguilera.
You're not doing it right.
We were looking on Friday.
I drink it, right?
At Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson looking great.
Yeah.
She's lost a ton of weight.
Listen to me. Whatever she did, she looks great.
Yeah, she looks fantastic.
Even if she's on Ozempic, you can't. I don't know. That's another thing. People are like, "Oh, it's Ozempic." Who cares? They went from.
Yeah, there's nothing bad about it.
No, I mean, I don't think they give a flying F what you think about them as long as they're happy now. And
all of Hollywood suddenly got skinny.
Yeah.
But it's also the people that work hard, follow your dreams, eat right.
Clearly, I'm an example that you have to do more than just take the Ozempic.
Right.
You should probably work out a little and all that. Oprah put the O in Ozempic.
Yeah,
she looked pretty good. Oprah's fake enthusiasm still bugs me, though.
Yeah.
I do like her genuinely. I like her. I admire what she's done, but that whole "oh my God, it's here" is just vomitous to me. It just it annoys me. Her and anybody else that acts like that. Who else is there that I thought was good in the crowd? I'm trying to think. There was somebody, it was Meryl Streep and Oprah were the two. So the way they do it, they have it at the arena, and then half the floor is the celebrities, and the rest is the. This is why I never go to any of those things. Can you imagine wearing a tuxedo or some super nice outfit and sitting in a stadium seat?
No.
That's and how do you feel good about that? Like you're fine if you're there as a fan, but if you're a radio guy or I don't know. I'm trying to think like some sort of record executive, and that's where you're sitting. Don't feel good about that. Anybody could buy those tickets online. You know
Isn't
what I mean?
it crazy? Also, you have celebrities, and then you have mega celebrities, like
Yes.
celebrities that other celebrities are like, oh my god, they're so and so. That's crazy because there's the different levels.
One of the girls who won, or somebody who won, right in the middle of the speech was like, "Hi, Taylor." You know, like all those people who say hi to Brad Pitt when he's in there for the Academy Awards.
Miley Cyrus was fanning out to Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
She was losing her mind.
Yeah. My wife came out. My wife said, "I love Mariah Carey," and I went, "Doesn't do it for me." I think she lost me at the Nick Cannon thing.
Yeah.
Like when
rough.
she dated Derek Jeter and they were roaming around town here, I was like, "Ooh, best couple ever." But then when she went with Nick Cannon and he was like a little kid.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like Derek Jeter's a man, and that guy's a little kid. I don't see it going along at all. But I was thinking last night that would be I don't know. I thought if I won a Grammy, I'd be so excited. But then I'd be like, a party? I'm not going to after party. I'm exhausted. Are you kidding me? Or I'd go to the party and I go, why didn't we leave the party? My feet hurt. You know what I mean? There's nothing cool about that.
Yeah, you say that until you go to the party, and then you have Lenny Kravitz coming up to you and going, "Hey, man, I loved your album," and or whoever it is.
Take
I don't
Jamie
do
Foxx.
I don't do cocaine either. So
Yeah,
that's
you would that
another thing.
night.
That night I might.
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo wants to sit on your lap. All of
Oh
a sudden,
my
the party's
God.
pretty cool.
I snort cocaine out of Olivia Rodrigo's neck holes or whatever.
100%.
Lenny Kravitz still has the body of a 20-year-old.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And I bet he never lifts a weight. He probably just moves rocks and does pull-ups on palm trees and stuff.
Yeah.
He's living the best life ever.
Rides a horse.
Yeah.
And he sat next to Olivia Rodrigo. You know he banged her.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I just
Wait,
assume.
what?
Yeah.
Lenny Kravitz, once you're in his aura, you
Yeah.
can't get out.
I feel like Lenny Kravitz, they go, "Hey, Lenny, who do you want to bang? We'll sit you there." Or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just know.
Well, remember, he did an entire show with his wiener just hanging out on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
Like,
What a
Wouldn't
man.
you?
he didn't even care. It was like,
Yeah.
yep, here it is.
If I had that piece,
It is.
I'm on stage in the spotlight.
Feast your eyes.
Yeah.
Another bright spot for Trevor Noah was interviewing Ziggy Marley and the guy who plays Bob Marley in the movie, and they both were dead interviews, and he made it work. He goes, okay, like he just moved on from that. I love Billy Joel's new song. I think it's perfect Billy Joel, and to see our friend Carl play trumpet in the background on television, I said to my wife, there was a time when I used to stare at the Grammys and watch Prince and Michael Jackson and Madonna and be like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Then I got older and I was in radio, and then I'd hear them thank Charlie Walk and some other guys that I knew that were record guys. And Motley Crue thanked Charlie Walk and the other guy, I can't remember his name. And I went, oh my God, I know them. I've been to parties with them. And I was like so amazed. Now I see people that I know in the Grammys on TV, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet.
I'm also old. So the Savannah Bananas are back.
Yeah.
That is a great racket.
Oh.
Because I tried to buy my daughter tickets.
Oh,
for
good
that.
luck.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. 3 days they're here, and each day was more expensive than the next.
I thought they were going to start doing it at larger venues because they do minor league ballparks and it sells out instantly.
Well, they do it at Steinbrenner Field, but they're doing 3 days now.
Yeah.
So I guess that's better than bigger than what they did before. And they do sell out instantly, but the tickets are so expensive. They're making the same money. Why?
Well, on the secondary market, they were going for I saw the cheapest was $400.
This just in from Harlem Globetrotters. Oh, really?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, look, Harlem Globetrotters has been doing it for 50 years.
Yeah.
These guys are like, we should do that with baseball.
Yeah.
It's a pretty smart move. I can't imagine really sitting there through any baseball game, even a fake one. But we were looking online last night, and tickets were like $400. And I turn around and I go, Juliana, do you remember you said you wanted to go to the Savannah Bananas? And she goes, yeah. I go, they're here this weekend. Do you want to go? And she goes, I go, good.
Yeah.
No. Once I heard the no, oh my God, yes, yeah. I was like, get out of here with that nonsense. I'm very excited for Calta Cruise.
Yes.
I mean, we started talking about just some of the activities on board and some of the people who started chatting it up online, and now I'm very excited.
We are officially less than 2 months away.
Oh,
Good.
By the way, I already paid for my drink package the other
What?
day. Yeah, because Diane had sent the stuff, so you know where your room and your number and all that stuff. And I was on there looking around, and I know that they run all kind of different specials, but they had a buy one get one 50% off package, for the drink package.
Nice.
So I was like, boom, nail it, get
Yeah.
it, because I'm gonna do it this year.
Smart.
In years past, I was like trying to calculate and be like, well, if I did this, and then every time I go, regardless of whether I somebody has stuff with them or whatever, I spend about the same. So I'm just gonna get the drink package.
Again, thank you, by the way, for buying me several drinks at Senior Frogs.
Oh yeah,
I know those were quite pricey.
Yeah.
I had
Thank
no
you.
idea. What did I won on the cruise.
Yeah.
I think I won some money playing blackjack and stuff. So whenever we went to Senior Frogs, I'm like, hey, what do you need?
Gavin stops me as I walk by. Hey, did you want a drink? I'm ordering drinks. I'm like, yeah.
Meanwhile, I didn't know every drink was $45.
Yeah.
My bill came and I went, oh God! I just dove over the side.
Hey, I'm not being a dick. I'm being serious. Where are we going on the cruise? Coco Cay.
Coco Cay.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
Cozumel, right?
I don't
That's
know.
it.
No, maybe
No,
I
I
know.
think it's Nassau.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Maybe
Nassau.
it is. Yeah. Who cares?
Coco Cay is awesome.
I mean,
that's
it really,
the whole point,
it
Galvin.
really
I don't care.
does not matter at all. It's the cruise is the whole thing.
Yeah. I need to start wrapping my head around this thing.
Coco Cay is one of my favorite places to go. 'Cause
I'm very
And that's
excited.
the private island,
yeah, it's Royal
right?
Caribbean's island, and
Okay.
it's
Coco
awesome.
Cay is great.
Yeah, it's so
And-
much fun.
And that's the thing where, yeah, it is Coco Cay. You're right. Nassau and Coco Cay is where we're going. April 4th through the 8th. And all the good, but that's a good thing is on that island. If you have the drink package, that works on the
Yeah.
island as well, because they own the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did get some sad information. I did get confirmation from Diane.
Oh,
There's no volleyball on Coco
Aw.
Cay.
I mean, there.
Why?
If we bring it, there is.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
We can
about.
make it.
Who wants to be on my team?
Yeah, yeah.
Me.
It's not safe on either side. Yeah.
You either do good or you do bad.
Right. Galvin's like, there's no volleyball. Let's play water polo.
Yeah.
No. I was thinking about it because my wife's not going for sure, and then Pete calls me and he's like, "Hey, Pete and Jake and the cruise." I go, "Oh, Joey's not going on the cruise," and he's like, "Well, I thought Jake was going to go because Joey wanted to go." I go, "I don't need that C blocker coming with me now. I finally got a weekend free. Leave me alone. I don't want anybody to come on
Leave
it."
me alone.
But I don't know. Right now, it's just me.
Oh, the whole family's coming.
No. The
Yeah.
whole family's got most of the family won't even be in town.
Ooh.
So,
Yeah, because they're gonna be on the cruise.
well, listen, we were going on a cruise like 2 weeks before that, and that's enough.
That's their cruise.
Mhm.
I have so many things coming up, Carmen. I'll be happy to tell you about it before you ask.
Okay.
I have to go to LA next weekend. Next weekend, and then I have that other cruise with my son for his graduating class. Then our cruise. Then I have to go back to LA. I mean, I'm gonna be on a plane more this year than I have in years, and I don't like it. I don't want to do it. There was
Sorry,
another
Michael.
joke they made last night. He said something about the planes, the doors falling off on the way
Yeah,
there.
737s.
Little topical joke last night. It was good. I've been watching a lot of the Kelsey Brothers podcast. That's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's not just because they're both in the spotlight. Like listening to two brothers talk like that and be funny, but also be right in the center of things. Having the Super Bowl, having Taylor Swift, having a brother who retired. Like there's just a lot of stuff between the two of them that make them very interesting. I enjoy them. I don't know where it's on or when it's on, but I watch all the clips that come up.
Are you on YouTube when you're watching them?
No,
No?
on my phone. I never go to YouTube.
Really?
I did weird. My wife, we went to the mall yesterday, and I don't go in the mall. I just drove over there and sat in the car, and I was watching some Letterman stuff, and they showed the clip of when David Letterman wore the Alka-Seltzer suit.
Oh yeah.
Got lowered into it, and I was like, they show him with the suit, and it's got Alka-Seltzer tablets all over, and I go, this is pretty dumb. Like the whole idea, and then as they pick him up and lower him into it, I start laughing out loud, and I go, "This is the best. This is what I miss the most." And it was a clip from the Mark Twain Awards that he got, and it had a bunch of people speaking out for him, including Bill Murray and Norm Macdonald and somebody else. That was what I ended up watching for a while. And John Mulaney, did you ever see that? John Mulaney said, couple of years ago, my family got to do something, and David Letterman was a part of it. And he goes, it was a show. It was a comedy show, and David Letterman was a part of it. And I brought my mom and dad because that's the kind of show that you bring your mom and dad to. And he said, my dad sees David Letterman. I see David Letterman. I get very intimidated that David Letterman is here, and I can't believe we're doing things in front of David Letterman. I've never been nervous, but now I'm nervous because David Letterman is here, and my dad sees David Letterman and walks right up to him and goes, "Look at you with that beard. You look like Moses." And he goes, to which Dave responded, Moses. And he goes, yeah. And then he proceeds to touch his beard. And he goes, but it ended in him laughing with my dad. And I thought that was pretty cool.
That made the Kennedy Center Awards where Letterman got honored.
Oh, is that what it was?
Was it Kennedy Center or it was the other one?
No, it was Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Oh, but I think he got Kennedy Center as well.
I'm sure.
Because that show was Letterman and Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was like Debbie Allen or somebody else, whatever. But it was those two. I was like, holy cow, those are two greats.
Yeah, no, this was the Mark Twain Award for humor because several people made references to Mark Twain and his goofy hair and all that stuff. And I don't know, it's just funny. I really miss Letterman. And I'm excited that Sherman's going to book him on the show. I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week, but
we'll see what happens.
Sherman said he wanted to go. I'm holding a pair of Burt tickets for him.
Jack Black went out there for Zeppelin, and he was talking about how great they are, and that he goes, they did all this just for us. They sold their souls to the devil, and looked up at him, and he goes, "Come on, guys, you know you did." It was so good.
Jack Black is great.
He's hilarious.
That's the thing. If you get in anywhere, you want Jack Black to induct you or the guitar player from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Tom Morello.
Tom Morello inducting Kiss was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I don't even like Kiss. It was pretty awesome. All right, it is Monday. Speaking of great bands like Kiss and Led Zeppelin, Pitbull Toddler is going to be playing this Friday night at the Daiquiri Shack in Madeira Beach. So excited about it that we're practicing today. Like that. We don't just go in there and half-ass it. We quarter-ass it. But we'll be practicing today, and then we'll be playing out there on Friday, and I'm very much looking forward to getting out there and having a good time. I haven't had a drink in a while. Maybe I'll drink that night. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just drink Ozempic straight from the bottle. You never know.
Wait, that's not how it works.
You don't know how it works. You don't know. You
Mix
never
it
read the
with tequila.
instructions.
Gets in your blood faster.
Tequila Ozempic. That's O'Reilly's. I always get them confused. What's Ozempic? O'Reilly's. I don't know.
We made it O'Reilly.
Right. I'm sorry, I get confused. Anyway, and then the other thing is I watched 60 Minutes last night, and they did a long expose on the dangers of online gambling.
No.
Yeah.
Did they interview me?
Yeah.
Which they got me really excited to
What'd they
bet
figure out?
on the Super Bowl this weekend. I'm very excited that we're back in action again this week.
Oh, man.
Nothing. It was very much a piece about what could happen to young men who gamble, the same as it's always been. If you don't have the mentality for it, you don't have the money for it, you shouldn't do it. You can't blame the gambling people for people being irresponsible. That's the bottom line. I mean, they were really scraping the bottom of the barrel trying to get like DraftKings. They were getting DraftKings and the other one trying to give them crap because they have all this fancy advertising, which makes it cool to gamble. Really? You think I'm gambling because Kevin Hart tells me to gamble or because Jamie Foxx is telling me to gamble? Or do I just want to win some money?
Yeah, only reason. Or do I need that dopamine rush?
Yeah, well,
whenever I win $20 on something. I
That's
did
what
it.
they
I'm the
said.
best.
That's they said that you get addicted to that dopamine rush, and that kids are betting on things. They pulled it up and they go, you can bet on these two tennis tennis players that are playing this match right now. There were two guys that weren't even ranked in the top 100 in the world.
Yeah.
And he's like, but people are doing it. But yeah, they're doing it because it makes a dumb match like that more fun.
Here's the thing about it is you guys know how I'm always talking about the NBA, right?
Yeah.
No. Never.
You think the Lakers beat the Knicks this weekend?
No, now I am going and I am betting on the NBA and I'm picking players and I'm saying what the next field goal they'll make.
Oh
whether it's going to be a 3-pointer or a 2-pointer, whether they'll make it. Yeah, you can do all that stuff because it's good. I mean, if you win, it's good. And I've hit a few where I'm like, this guy's on fire. He's been hitting some threes. So I'm like, all right, his next one is going to be a 3-pointer that he makes, whatever. And I hit a few different ones, and I'm like, I love it. It's fun.
So
and if I lose, I'm only betting like $5 or $10 on those bets.
I know you're not an NBA fan, but I'm a big NBA fan.
Of course you are.
I watch. You know my favorite teams. I talk about them all the time.
Yep.
That's why I bet.
You always wear the hats.
That's why I had several parlays going on Friday night, watching my teams.
Does your son bet at all? Do you let him do that?
No.
Joey does that. Like Joey came to me with his phone, and he's like, "Look at this," and it was all green except for 2 reds. And I go, "What is this?" He's like, "UFC fight." I picked every one except for 2. I was like, "Wow!" And I go, "Wait a second. How much you make?" I was like, $5. I go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Yeah, because if you parlay, because I did a parlay on UFC, and I go and I look at like MMA Junkie and Cage Potato and all these ones, and who's picking what, like their staff picks. Because that's all those guys do is they're just into that all the time. So I'm like, all right. I went with pretty much everyone that was supposed to be the winner, and then one I picked to be a winner by knockout or TKO. And I was like, all right, well, that pumps it up even more because you're picking specific way to win. And I was like, all right, here we go. First fight. He got knocked out. And I went, come on.
But you know what? That's kind of a good lesson to learn early. You just never, it doesn't, anytime. They could all go the other way.
I told you, I started betting on basketball, and the one team was like minus 9,000. And I'm like, all right, well, they're going to win for sure. They lost. And I'm like, come on.
I picked the Pelicans just because we found out the Pelicans were a team last week.
And that Martine's staying with the Pelicans.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, let's take a break. We come back. It's Monday, which means we got a whole slew of new things to give away. Carmen will tell you what that is, and then we will play a little Sporkle next on 102.5 The Bone. I got something coming up in the 8 o'clock hour I haven't even talked to you guys about yet. Something that happened this weekend where my wife almost ended up going to jail.
Oh, no.
Legit.
I'm on her side.
Taking pictures of kids that look like your kids.
You don't understand.
I was thinking about this weekend. Carmen and I went to Chili's, and there was like babies everywhere. I guess Sunday everybody brings their baby to Chili's, and I was waving at babies and pointing at my daughter, look how cute that baby is. And I went to the bathroom and I thought, what happened to me when I used to look at girls? Now I look at babies.
I gotta tell you, I'm the exact opposite. I went to a baby shower,
Oh,
and there
you were
was
looking at girls,
and and there was a bunch of babies, and I was just like, oh, thank God it's not me.
Yeah. I tell you, I would want one. I would want a little one.
Yeah, I'm excited for my friend to have a baby, and I'm gonna babysit and hold it and play with it.
When one of your friends is having a baby? We don't know any of your friends.
Yeah, you don't know her.
I know.
I've talked about her before. Cody and Leanne.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're out in Plant City. Chad.
What happened to Ashley?
We hang out. It's her busy season right now. The gym's busy season. You know.
Oh, I was like, what is she, a squirrel? What
No. This is their time of year. Everyone's signing up for the new year to get fit and get in shape. So she
should be free by next month.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What about J-Ro?
He is back in Ohio.
Jerking off.
J-Ro in Ohio.
That's too bad.
Yeah. And do your racist impression
No.
of it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gio's racist.
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
No,
Y'all
I'm
know
going to be
it.
on Saturday Night Live.
His name is J-Ro. Hello, J-Ro.
No, again.
I don't know what that means. Okay, good. Well, it's good to see your friend. And your other smoking hot friend with the neck tattoo, she don't have any more babies, right?
Yeah, no. She's done. She's got 3. She's done.
God bless her.
My son was telling me that a friend of his from high school had a baby, and I go, oh, no. And he goes, no, he's married and works in IT and is, had it like last year or whatever. And I go, but could you imagine having a baby right now? And he goes, no way.
I mean,
there's certain people. I mean, 20 something.
It's
whatever.
not now though. It's 10 years from now that I'm like, I'll be 62 and have a 10-year-old.
Well, no, you.
Right.
But I'm saying the opposite, like
As
a
a
younger,
20-year-old.
as a 20-year-old.
Oh.
Like,
no.
that's crazy.
No, I look at Joey and I'm so proud of him. That kid, he was sitting next to me last night. He just got home from work, and I was like, "This is a good kid. Like, so proud of my son. If he had a baby, he'd be the worst father ever. He's an idiot. He's a great son and all that, but he's still a stupid kid, and I can't imagine him ever having a baby now. That'd be insane.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love it though. I'd take it. All right, we got stuff to give away, Carmen. What is that stuff?
We do.
Please tell me we have more Parker McCollum tickets.
We do. How'd you know? We actually do. Parker McCollum. We have also have tickets for Monster Jam, and tonight, Pantera.
Oh, if you want to go to
last
Pantera
minute.
tonight, you got your last minute tickets. I don't know if it's tonight or next Monday, Galvin, but did you see who's going to be at McCurdy's on a Monday?
Who?
G. Smith and his band?
Oh, really?
I got to tell you, I'd like to see that.
That's wild.
I wish that was closer and not on a Monday, but yeah, I was looking
I wonder
at
if
that
he's
last
just
night.
vacationing and he's like, let's book a gig somewhere.
Evidently, they said Music Monday, so they must be doing music on Monday nights, No, but it's him and like a full band, too.
G.E. Smith, who played not only Saturday Night Live Band, but played with Hall & Oates, played with a bunch of different people, and has
Bowie,
recorded,
Bob
a
Dylan.
ton, and has the opportunity to play with so many people as well, not just record, but yeah, that guy. I would love to go and see that and have him tell stories, too.
He's doing that. So,
cool.
The first half of it, I guess, is interviews.
Yeah.
And then the second half is a performance. I think that's a great idea. I'd love to go. If it was We weren't cursed at this horrible job, Galvin, I would be there.
I remember when Valerie Bertinelli hosted Saturday Night Live and Eddie Van Halen was there, and they're like, "Do you want to come and jam?" And he's like, "Yeah, all right." So he went out and jammed with them. Remember him and G. Smith, forehead to forehead playing. And G. Smith is smart enough and good enough to know I'm going to do rhythm. I'll play rhythm. You go ahead and solo, Eddie.
Yeah, you got this one. All right, let's give some stuff away right now with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap. New Pap Walk, by the way, up on Instagram. Oh. Might be my favorite. I added a little picture at the end of this one.
I saw that, Michael. I thought it was very nice.
I like it. It's good.
What shirt you got on there? You got cars and skulls and everything?
Cars and skulls, baby. Right. Come on.
You can never go wrong with cars and skulls. Pap is the judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what are we playing today?
Today we're going to play 2 words, 1 movie. Can you guess the movie when given 2-word clue?
All right.
Okay. Your first one, Peruvian temple.
Aladdin.
Straight to Disney. Peruvian temple.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Mike Calta.
Shut up.
Yes. Photographer murder.
Road to Perdition.
Rear Window.
Mike Calta. Hi-ho.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Geo.
Disney.
Got that Disney.
Yeah, creeper.
I thought it was a hi-ho. I got so confused.
Nobody's perfect.
We're No Angels?
Nobody's perfect. Some like it hot.
Love that movie.
No, I know the movie. I just don't know the reference. But all right.
Stinking badges.
Blazing Saddles? No, not Blazing Saddles, but I'm wrong.
Stinking badges.
Can you help me out with the other one?
No.
The Good, the Bad, the Ugly?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
The
Treasure
treasure.
of the Sierra Madre.
Oh.
Joe on the board.
Say it, Joe. Say it.
I'm on the board, baby.
No,
No.
the badges line.
Idiot.
Badges? We don't need to show you any stinking badges. I didn't have to show you
All
any.
right, that's enough. Don't get crazy. We're not giving out awards now.
Ape building.
The King Kong. That was a remix.
King Kong.
Dogs spaghetti.
Lady and the
101
Tramp.
Dalmatians.
Lady and the Tramp. Mike Calta. Maria Robot.
Ex Machina.
What? Wait.
Maria
I don't know how you pronounce Ex.
Robot.
Maria Robot.
I wanted to say West Side Story.
So did I until the robot came in. I don't know.
Metropolis.
Wow.
And Pap, we're halfway there.
Spanish has 0. He has no points on the board.
Idiot.
Galvin also with 0. Gio is on the board with 1, and Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 4.
All right. Comeback City. Here we go.
All right. 2-word clues. You're naming the movie. Your next one, love, hate. All in caps. Don't know if that means anything. Love, hate. The Night of the Hunter.
That's not even a movie.
Yeah.
You're just making stuff up.
No. Mount Rushmore.
National Treasure.
Superman 2.
Mount Rushmore. North by Northwest. They're here.
Poltergeist.
Galvin.
Hey.
You popped your cherry.
Pod Doors.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Open the
Finish.
pod door.
Hal.
Very sorry.
Stella.
Streetcar
On the
Named
waterfront.
Desire.
Galvin. Hat. Bathtub.
Hat? You're saying like on the
Hat. H-A-T. Hat. Bathtub. Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
Guess he's in the bathtub.
drunk with his hat on.
No.
Chariot Race.
Gladiator.
Ben-Hur.
Spartacus.
Ben-Hur. Galvin. Window shopping.
Pretty Woman.
Window shopping. These are 2-word clues. You're naming the movie.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Galvin.
God damn it.
I was going to say Beverly Hills Cop. I just got thrown through a goddamn window.
Your next one. Russian roulette.
Deer Hunter.
Mike Calta. Ow!
What about?
Riding bomb.
Armageddon.
Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove. Galvin. Hippie bikers.
Easy Rider.
Galvin and Pap. We are on the last 3.
Spanish has 1 single point. Gio also with 1 solitary point. Michael has 5. And Galvin is your leader right now. By 1, he's got 6.
Comeback kid.
Comeback City.
Call the shot.
Comeback City.
All right, you guys are naming the movie from these 2-word clues. Last 3. Here we go. Head spinning.
Exorcist.
Galvin.
Get it out.
It's alive.
Frankenstein.
Geo. And your last one. Weatherman. Punxsutawney.
Groundhog
Groundhog
Day.
Day.
Spanish.
It's Groundhog Day, not Groundhogs.
Oh.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Judge? I didn't hear what he said. I thought he said Groundhog Day.
It doesn't matter.
I mean,
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
It doesn't matter what you said.
Like most of our games, it doesn't matter.
Your final score, Spanish on the board with 2. Gio also matching that with 2. Michael
3.
had 5. And Galvin is your triumphant champion today. He won with 7.
try back 2024.
Broke my streak.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Did it.
It was good. All right, good game.
I will play for line 1.
Line 1. Let me talk to line 1 to find out just who they are. Calvin from New Brunswick, New Jersey. Good morning. Who is this?
This is Joe.
What's up, Joe? How are things going?
All right, things are going well. Hopefully better.
Oh, well, you're the winner. Galvin won and he picked you. So hold on. Carmen will grab you and we'll hook you up with some tickets. All right, buddy?
All right, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate it. Have a
Thank
great
you,
week.
Joe. Hold on, buddy. I have to tell you, I think I mentioned this last week, but I'm up to like season 3 now. Loudermilk is one of the funniest television shows I've ever watched. Hilarious. First season's a little forced, like the acting's a little, but when it picks up, man, and goddamn Will Sasso, if he's not one of the funniest guys on television,
I love Will Sasso.
dude. Will Sasso is great, but the whole show is so well written that I had to go look up to see who the writer was. It's so funny, there's really good jokes. It's about a guy who leads a group that is in a rehab, not rehab, but like a support group for drug and alcohol addiction. And you think that that's what it's going to be about, like the whole show, but it's not. It's about this guy's life, and he's such a jerk off, and it's so funny. I really am enjoying it. And I didn't know there were like 4 seasons. I thought it was brand new, so I'm scrolling through it.
You were talking about it last week, and a guy hit me up on Instagram and said that he's really enjoying it, that he likes it, and asked me if I had ever seen Beef before because he wanted to share something. I said, I just know that I wouldn't like that.
I tried to watch that.
Yeah,
I know
me
your
too.
wife liked it, though.
Oh wait, not Beef. What's the one with the guy who's the cook and the
Bear.
bear?
Oh,
Yeah.
Bear,
Yeah.
no.
The
Bear
Bear.
is the show where nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
happens, and then
Yeah,
the
sure.
next episode you go, all right, well, something will happen here, and then nothing happens.
I shut it off, and I didn't like it. You know how you always say if somebody tells you it takes 3 episodes to get into it, a Loudermilk was good from the go.
Well, you just said that the first season,
Was it good?
So he said it was
Yeah.
forced.
yeah.
No, the show was good. It just the acting was a little bad. So you're like, okay, but like by episode 3, you're used to what you're watching, so you're good with it. But no, it comes out of the gate kicking. Like there's good stuff happening right out of the gate.
There is somebody that is joining the cast of Bear, and I go, that's not even going to get me to do
Cool.
it.
Hot girl?
Nah, it was somebody that I like, I think,
Handsome
and
guy.
now I can't see who the hell it is. I don't know.
They could put an actual bear on
Yeah,
the show.
yeah, I'm not going to watch it. Well, they put a bear on it. I might watch it.
Is
I
it
might
Bob
watch-
Odenkirk?
Maybe.
Mm.
But I don't think so. Is he joining the cast?
That's what it says.
Okay, so maybe it was him. And I like him, but yeah,
He's all right.
it's not going to do it for me.
All right, what do we have coming up in news, Calvin?
Coming up in news today, downgrade. Here comes the sun, and not so chilly. Not so chilly.
If we have time, probably not till the 8:00 hour. I'm going to tell you how my wife almost got arrested this weekend, and this isn't a traffic citation or something. This is something where Dom had to get involved. It's crazy. It's crazy, and it's also something you will definitely want to hear and you'll want to pay attention to. I'll do that in the 8 o'clock hour. But Galvin as your news, we'll do that next. We'll take a quick break. Don't forget Pitbull Toddler this Friday. We're playing at the Daiquiri Shack in Madeira Beach. We go on about 9 o'clock. We'll play for about 2 hours, and we're going to be melting faces all night long. We haven't played out in a while. This is our first show of 2024, and we're going to be out there having a great time this Friday night at the Daiquiri Shack at Madeira Beach. Take a quick break. News is next on 102.5 The Bone. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, a very serious situation with my wife this weekend of how she was almost arrested and how Dom, our attorney, Dominic Ferriello, had to come in and save the day. And it's a situation you may find yourself in as well. I feel this would be a big public service announcement when I talk about it. It's serious. I know I sound like I'm joking a little bit, but it's dead serious.
It doesn't involve Stanley tumblers at all?
It does not.
Okay, that's good.
It does not.
Hoarding.
It did.
Yeah.
It threw the whole day off. It really did. It was quite surprising and interesting. But right now, it's time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. Everybody loves to save money. Well, Pelt's is helping you out. They're having a huge clearing. They're clearing out their inventory now through Valentine's Day. There's a huge warehouse sale happening with savings up to 60% off the lowest prices of the season. You can save big on your favorite brands. They have all the different styles that you like. They have the Hey Dudes, Rockports, they have Skechers, they have Nike, everything. Every style that you're looking for, they have them right there at Pelt's. They have the Pelt's warehouse sale. It's in stores only, and it's going on every weekend until Valentine's Day, so make sure you stop in there. Pelt's has 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. Stop into Pelt's today. Make sure you tell them Galvin from the Mike Calta Show sent you. The U.S. Central Command, a.k.a. CENTCOM, announced that its forces conducted a self-defense strike against Houthi forces early Sunday morning. In a statement published on X, we like to call it Twitter, Sunday evening, CENTCOM explained that the American forces, quote, struck 4 anti-ship cruise missiles, all of which were prepared to launch against ships in the Red Sea. U.S. forces identified the missiles in the Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen and determined they presented an imminent threat to U.S. Navy ships and merchant vessels in the regions. These actions will protect freedom of navigation and make international waters safer and more secure for U.S. Navy vessels and merchant vessels.
I don't understand why Biden chose to announce it. Like why he'd say, Tuesday, we're going to be
I don't know if that's the rules
it.
of war now or what the deal is. Yeah, it seems very strange to let people know that
if you're going to go and annihilate a city, you let those innocent people know to get out of that city. But if you're, because even if you're not killing anybody, you're still destroying the city. I get that. But if you're retaliating for which we have threatened, if you hurt American forces, we're going to retaliate. Well, then go ahead and retaliate. That's one of the things about Trump I liked. Trump had no problem just throwing bombs back at him. And 10 times harder, he made people scared of us. So the hey, Tuesday at 10 o'clock, we're going to send some missiles over there. That doesn't scare anybody. I don't even know who was on that ship that they got.
Also, if you're going to do it, if you're going to like fake them out and be like, oh, did I say Yemen? I meant, this.
Yeah.
Whoops, sorry. We blew up the other place.
I always think it's they're distracting everybody from something, like they're trying to pass a new ban on private militias through Congress.
Or figure out what's going on over there in the water in that area of the Red Sea and what's happening, and are we going to do something? Yeah, it's always something covering for something else.
Is that what's in it? They're trying to do? Ban militias?
Yeah, they're trying to ban private militias, and anybody that gets together, you're now domestic terrorists. And if you have a certain amount of guns and ammo, you're a domestic terrorist.
Or maybe because it's a Democratic president, they're trying to turn the Red Sea blue.
Ooh, I like that. I like that, yeah.
And they're changing up a little bit. I don't know.
Really?
Firefighters wrestled Sunday with a massive forest fires, a bunch of them that broke out in central Chile 2 days earlier as officials extended curfews in the cities most heavily affected by the blazes and said that at least 112 people have been killed. The Interior Ministry said late Sunday that there are 40 blazes still burning around the country. We have some video on Bone TV and pictures and stuff there. It looks really bad.
Blaze is there. Water in California. It's getting a little hectic right now. I'm just saying it wouldn't hurt you to just stock up on a couple of things.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not like end of the world coming. I stock up on my stuff for hurricane reasons. If we're shut down for a hurricane for a couple of weeks, I'm prepared and I could just stay here and protect my home and do that. But it really, I feel like a lot of people aren't prepared for anything more than 48 hours, and that's going to be really bad.
Well, the thing about it, too, is, a lot of people aren't prepared with food and stuff that they need, batteries or, paper goods, whatever you may need, for a few weeks. But also people aren't prepared with enough money because they don't have enough money. There's so many people living paycheck to paycheck that you should be acquiring just one thing every time you go grocery shopping and put that to the side. Because a lot of people can't afford to go out and spend X amount of dollars to get all this backup stuff, but if you do it over the course of time, hopefully
what's the most important thing we should be saving up on?
Water,
right?
Yeah, or those life straws.
Let me know when we rush to the store and buy 300 rolls of toilet paper at a time.
But it's not going to be toilet paper this time. It'll be something else. Remember, we didn't have pizza. We don't have dumbbells.
It's Mike Calta Show shirts. They're gone. You're not going to be able to get them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Whatever we see on Facebook, we'll rush to the store and buy.
Did you guys see, though, that Costco had those meal kits?
Oh, yeah. Meal preps. The ones that last forever.
Yeah, and they were, selling them, and everyone was like, these are new. Why are these here? And then, of course, all these other things are starting to happen. Everyone's like, there's going to be another pandemic.
I have a lot of those. I've been storing them for a little while, and I follow this lady on Instagram, mostly to look at how nuts she is, but she's prepping for the future, and she does a video of showing you where to where to store that stuff around your house so that it's not occupying everything. And her big thing was she's got a sleep number bed, and she lifts the head up, puts the stuff behind the bed, and then pulls it. I don't want to sleep on dry noodles. I'm very happy with my sleep number bed. I don't want to mix in some ramen.
It's too bad.
I think it was the latest Halloween. I don't know. There's so many of them, but Jamie Lee Curtis moves the island in her kitchen down the basement. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love a little hidden room. I think that's pretty awesome.
Walking Dead, The Last of Us, all these people are miserable. Just end it. Just take me.
Yeah.
I don't need to try and survive in this.
I know last week there was an independent journalist who caught wind that they're doing more experiments on COVID with animals than they're making it way deadlier here in California. Yeah.
I'm staying in this house forever. That's all I care about. I'm not leaving. I'm staying in my house and just having food sent in.
By the way, go ahead. Did you see who's joining the cast of The Last of Us?
No.
Catherine O'Hara.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah. All right.
That'll be
I bet
interesting.
she's going to be weird and funny.
That was a really good. I love Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
He's really awesome.
Yeah, and I kind of got into that show a little bit, but what's she going to do?
I don't know.
Like, she's known for being fun.
Yeah, but I think she could be serious as well.
I know, but it just seems like out of all the...
She may be a kook. She may be a crazy prepper or something that, made it through.
I just saw that episode with her on Curb Your Enthusiasm where she bangs Jeff and she's the psychotic sister. And she just goes... She goes nuts at dinner and tells his wife.
That's good. Well, Curb, the new season started last night, I believe.
Oh, did it?
I think so.
I know this is the final season. This is it.
Yeah, I think that's it. Did you see the commercial with the alien?
No.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I did see it.
So the spaceship comes down, and the alien comes walking out. It's very typical alien, has the big eyes and stuff. And then Larry David comes walking in, and he looks at him, and he's like looking at him all weird and stuff. And then Larry pulls his mask off, and he's an alien. And he goes, "Who thought to give me that stupid face?" He goes, "I'm done here," or whatever. And then he goes back on there. The men's room at a park in California was full. So the guy decided to use the ladies' room instead, which was empty.
I've done that. But
how do you think this story ends?
Yeah, probably him going to jail. I've never gone into like a public restroom, like one that doesn't have a door, you can't knock on. But I've gone to restaurants sometimes and had to go number one really bad, and the door is locked, and I look around, boop, and dip into the
gas station.
Yeah, gas station.
Before. Well, this guy goes to the restroom at the park. It's full, so he goes in the ladies' room, which was empty. But another man found out he was in there, assumed that he was a perv in there, shot him in the knee.
Oh, my God.
Jeez. What? Well, sometimes you got to send a message.
That's what you get.
But I thought you were allowed to, because in California,
if you identify,
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we can guess what that guy was and what he looked like and everything else.
Sure. Yeah. Lieutenant nobody.
He's got the buzz cut.
My question is, why was the men's room full? A little white
You know
stands.
why. You know why.
Tap, George Michael action late in the middle of the night.
I did not know that that's what Parks happened in Parks until a guy came up and propositioned me one time, and I got on my bike and pedaled away real fast.
What?
Oh. Yeah. So I was riding my bike. This was years ago. This was up in Destin. Riding my bike, And I was like, all right, let me cool off for a second. And I went into this park area that's right by the water. And I was like, I got some water. And I was there. And then this guy came and I go, Jesus Christ, when's this guy going to talk to me? Nobody else in the park.
Right.
You got to come and talk to me.
You have that, and you certainly have that face like you don't want to talk to anybody.
Very approachable.
Exactly. And the guy goes, hey, what's up? And I'm like, hey. And he goes, so what are you into? Asked me a sexual thing, whatever. And I go, what? And I got up and I go, get away from me. And I pedaled away.
How old are you?
I was like 20-something.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Get away from
I
me.
had that happen to me at I'll tell you exactly where it was, the truck stop on.
Truck stops, yeah.
Well, but I had no idea. I don't go to truck stops. The only time I went to a truck stop was when I drove to New York one time. We stopped to pee. But there's a truck stop right on the way to Wesley Chapel when I lived in Wesley Chapel. And my wife said that she was driving already and that she was going to meet me. And I went, all right, I'm going to pull over right over here. And I pulled over and I stopped. And I can't tell you how many guys walked by and looked at my car. And I'm like, what do they think I'm doing something? Then one guy walked up to me with his hands in his pocket. And I went, oh, no. I don't want to do it here. Get out of here.
The old flying J out of 52, huh?
He wanted to give you a flying J.
No, I wasn't that far.
Not that one?
No, I was right on 75 between Land O'Lakes and Wesley Chapel. It's on the right-hand side. It's like a legit go to the bathroom rest stop, you know?
Oh, the rest
Not
stop,
truck
okay.
stop, rest stop.
Look
stop.
at this guy. He's in his car, perfect height, ready to go.
Yeah.
Roll the window down.
He's alone. I'm alone.
And it was the middle of the afternoon. It was like 1 o'clock. And I went,
Prime time.
That's the best time.
Hey, horny has no time.
That's right. Round the clock.
40 hath no time.
They'll never suspect it in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, just talking.
Just getting to know each other. What's up?
A liquor store in Syracuse caught fire on Sunday, and the sun was at fault. Not the son of the owner, the sun in the sky.
Oh.
Firefighters say that sunlight streaming through the glass containers ignited cardboard inside the store and started the fire.
Damn.
Yeah, isn't that
Well,
crazy?
all that flammable liquid in there.
Yeah.
So
Well,
does insurance cover that?
I would imagine. Yeah. Act of
Oh.
God.
Smart.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think
Act of God usually isn't covered.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
So.
I think it was Starlink satellites
Yeah.
firing lasers down in the liquor stores.
Bro.
Are you? What is your? What are you hearing? You may want to go to the authority, Helium J, but on impending EMPs.
Oh, so we have much more to worry about with the sun right now.
The
than,
solar flares?
Yeah, than any country yet, because we're getting hit more this past month than I think we ever have before. We're getting hit by so much radiation, it's actually speeding up the Earth's core and changing the vibrational frequency of the Earth, which is to me is wild.
I got to tell you, your Earth's yellow sun makes me strong.
Easy, Kal-El.
The Wall Street Journal says the hot new bedtime for 20-somethings is what? What's the hot new bedtime for 20-somethings?
20-somethings?
Yeah, what time they going to bed? Think about when you were 20. 9:30, you say?
9 p.m.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna say 10
9
o'clock.
p.m., 10 o'clock,
Oh, when I was 20, like 3 a.m.
3 a.m. Would you
I
say?
said 9.
9? Yeah, between 9 and 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
They say young adults are now recognizing the link between sleep and health more than previous generations.
Pussies.
Yeah, exactly.
Nerds.
Oh, I'm in bed at 9.
Healthy.
I
Idiots.
don't drink. I'm sober.
All night ragers not cool anymore.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
Go
Drink.
home.
You got to go out, party, do all that stuff, then get up in the morning, eat a greasy burger,
Yeah.
and go do what you got to do.
So rite of passage.
You
Yeah.
drink until you hear the birds chirping.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't miss those days.
My nephew goes to FSU, and he just got a job as a bartender. And I saw him on Snapchat pouring drinks in this bar with all these girls at the bar. And I thought, that idiot's there. This idiot's going there. They're never going to get anything done.
That's
in
the
life.
life, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a life.
Yeah.
It's a life. And until you take your shirt off and you go on tour and make $50 million, you're just a jerk off in FSU.
You know what the great thing about bartending is you're safe. You're just being nice because you're the bartender. Yeah. You want to check out the liquor cabinet over here?
Yeah, I'm walking.
Yeah.
walk-in
Take a look at the
freezer.
upholstery. Today is National Fart Day.
Yeah.
An average person passes gas between 15 and 20 times per day.
What are
Per
you eating?
day.
That's low.
I think that's about average.
Jesus.
Per
I mean,
day?
yeah, because when you do it, you usually do like one, then a couple minutes later, another one, and a couple minutes. Like you blast 3 at a time.
15 to 20 seems high.
Yeah.
I mean, if 15 to 20 is like it's like, ooh, what did I eat? What's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm eating a lot of vegetables and eating really good and drinking that athletic greens and all that. And yesterday I made a dookie. Yeah,
It was
Carmen.
healthy.
It was healthy. It was like I'm like I don't know if the toilet bowl can handle the capacity of what I'm doing to it. And no, I haven't even said the gross part yet.
Yes, you have.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy,
Go on.
lucky us.
I flushed the toilet just dry from just the Duke, and it wouldn't go down. Like, that's how big.
Nice.
Yeah, and then no, this is where it gets weird.
I don't think that's considered healthy though.
No.
It's
Yeah,
the opposite.
It's
of.
getting everything out.
I watched
probably.
Oprah. I know what they're like. If they're smooth and they come out bumpy,
Yeah,
then you got problems. If they're dry and bumpy, you got problems.
Dehydrated.
Yeah.
This came out smooth, you know.
But they said it was so large the bowl couldn't handle it. How's
It,
Yeah,
it wrapped around
How's that
like
good?
a, like a like a boa constrictor.
Yeah, hot snakes.
And then, but here's the part where I think that you're going to go, oh, you're dying. But let me finish. The whole toilet bowl was black as night. It was black as night, and I
Not
think
good.
I think it is, Carmen. I think it's getting all the old
Yeah.
stuff out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I think since I've been eating
Yeah.
healthy and having to go, I mean, this has been like since Christmas time, so it's been a while
Blast it
that
out.
I'm getting all the old stuff out now.
I don't want to Google it, but I don't know. Doesn't sound good.
It can't be as bad as the rest of the stuff you Google.
So you ready for that?
No, it says here dark stool can
Yeah.
have causes that aren't. Oh, never
Right,
mind.
right,
Yep,
right.
you're
If
good.
you're-
Yeah.
If
It's
you're-
a sign
Uh,
of older blood in your stool.
No.
Yeah.
There's
No.
a difference
Oh.
between
By
having blood in your stool and a dark. Yeah.
By the way, I googled large black smooth stool and I got ads for Home Depot.
Yeah.
In,
Selling bar stools.
Yeah, it says black stool is a sign of older blood in your stool. The blood turns black and tarry, traveling through your GI tract from higher up where it started, usually in your stomach or upper small intestine. Digestive chemicals interact with the blood during its journey, changing its color and texture.
No, it didn't taste like blood at all.
Oh,
no.
What
man.
is?
All right.
I think you
That's
should
a
see a
joke.
doctor.
I don't have to see a doctor.
I
I
thought-
know when I have a clean, clear
Yeah.
cut.
Just because you eat some broccoli doesn't mean this is supposed to happen.
I'm very healthy. It's black and it's huge and it won't flush.
Just like,
Like the
just like
doctor said.
Chad.
Yeah. Does did it float?
I couldn't tell.
No.
There's
Oh, man.
so
you
much
don't want
of
it to float. Yeah.
He
Oh,
just
yeah.
heard a
It's
voice.
bad.
He just heard a voice down there and said, "Down here we all float."
You know what really made me nauseous? Besides this talk, was my wife was watching the new version of that movie Alive, where the rugby players went down the airplane and had to eat each other.
They have a new one?
Yeah.
Oh.
They remade it, and it's they did the voiceover. They dubbed the voices over because it's all in Spanish, I guess.
Mhm.
But the first one I watched was very, very hard to watch. Not because they were eating people, but they were trapped and it was cold. And then on top of that, they were starving, so they had to eat their dead friends. They didn't really show it. They just kind of talked about it, and you saw them eating. And then they said that they got really bad diarrhea from it. And it made you uncomfortable enough. This one actually showed a rib cage, and they were taking pieces off of it and eating it out.
Delicious.
All right. And they weren't cooking it, which really was weird.
Society of the Snow.
How would
Why?
they?
How are they cooking?
They had
it?
flame. They had
Oh,
flame. Yeah.
Oh,
They had
really?
fire?
Yeah,
They had
had
fire
lighter.
and they didn't cook it.
Yeah. They were
Yeah,
eating, they were
that
eating raw Bobby.
They were
that
they were
doesn't make
hungry,
sense.
you know?
Has anybody seen this guy that's on the internet, social media, whatever? He's eating raw chicken every day until he gets
Yeah.
a tummy ache.
I
Oh,
don't
no.
get it. Yeah.
I don't know whether he's really doing it or not,
Oh.
but he's
He's
been
got
doing
it in his mouth. They showed
Yeah.
He's been doing it for a couple of weeks.
Gross.
Yeah, like if he died, I wouldn't be like, oh,
No,
yeah,
if he
he's
dies,
an
he
idiot.
goes,
You're an
yeah,
idiot.
yeah,
Say
salmonella
it.
and all that stuff.
Say it, Drago.
If he dies, he dies. Today is not only National Fart Day, but it is National Weather Person's Day. Weather
Ooh.
Person's Day.
Who's your favorite weather person?
Well, according to a recent poll, only 8% of Americans say their local weather person is sexy.
I get that.
Who cares about that?
Not if you live in Latin America.
Ugh,
Or
those
Or
women.
Mexico or
Or
wherever.
Tampa, Florida.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say
Yeah,
her name because
don't
she gets
know.
all upset, but Amanda Pappas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You just said it.
No.
I said I don't want to. I didn't say I
Oh.
wasn't gonna.
Oh, okay.
Not a fan of the show.
Also, sexy Dennis Phillips.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my. Went the other way.
Then there's the big Frankenstein, Mike Clay on Bay News 9. He used to be on the show. I was always call him the Weather Frankenstein.
Who's the tall guy with the that does the weather? Tall blonde guy. It was a while
Steve
back.
Jervy.
Yeah, Jerry.
Yeah.
Is he still around or
I
no?
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Steve Jervy and then the guy
Delgado.
Paul Delgado, who's cool. Paul Delgado is like a good go-to guy. Like he's pretty honest. Like we got this, that, and the other thing. Like
He shoots straight.
Him and
Doesn't mess-
Dennis
yeah.
Phillips are the two straightest shooters. Amanda Pappas could be telling me that the world is about to be crushed by a meteor, snow, fiery storm, and I'd be like, keep telling us, Amanda. Keep telling us about it. Every time I see a commercial, they're like Channel 10 Weather Force, and they show. I go, She's so pretty. Anyway.
What Doppler are they using now? What are they up to?
My
3,000.
Doppler was about 6.5.
Yeah.
Wait.
It was 3,000 back in like the 2000s.
Doppler 9,000.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's 9,000 on their Doppler.
You can't even drive down Kennedy Boulevard anymore. The Doppler's too strong.
Oh, so much Dopplers.
Oh, I saw a Cybertruck yesterday.
Yeah?
For the first time.
In person?
Way bigger than I thought it was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was like a car version. It's a big truck.
Carmen, how long until he gets one?
Ooh. 6
Gal,
months.
You'll both be happy to know I'm making much smarter financial decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I did not buy the Hummer over Christmas break that I had because it was just too darn expensive.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous. And then I got on the Apple store yesterday to buy those Apple glasses.
Of course.
I did not buy them.
You didn't buy them because they were sold out.
I did not buy them because they were $4,000.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why I didn't buy them.
Yeah, wait
Not
until
worth
the third generation. They'll be 1,200.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. I'm like, it makes no sense. Plus, these aren't even going to be the best ones.
No, they're
going to
not.
fix all the bugs and
Right.
everything.
Right.
But
Well,
I
you
saw
use your Oculus all the time, so of course.
my kids use the Oculus. My daughter does.
Yeah.
So that was well worth it because she still uses it and plays with her friends and all that. But this one here isn't just like an Oculus. You can see through it.
Yeah.
But then I watched the guy on the subway, and he was doing work with an Air keyboard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to do any of that, but I did
Yeah,
want to check it
I,
out.
I
don't know.
love the
need them
videos
more.
of the Oculus, and the wife is wearing the Oculus goggles, and the guy comes in, and she's like this. Just Why? What are you doing? What are you watching? How about this? McDonald's has a new sweepstake. Gio, you ready for it?
In.
They're offering free burgers for a year, and they're also giving out prizes if you can spot Hamburglar's getaway car, which is a custom 1970 Plymouth Barracuda.
Oh,
It's a
I
nice
can
Spot
car.
it where? Like in
It's a nice
public?
car. I maybe in the commercial. I don't know where you're supposed to spot it.
Oh,
To be honest with you,
this is great. I'm in.
go to McDonald's.com. They'll tell you all this stuff, or go to their app. Maybe.
I used to have to dress up as the Hamburglar when I worked at McDonald's.
Did you really?
In high school, yeah.
Why does that bring me so much joy?
It was for,
Imagine
like-
miserable.
Like birthday parties, and you would get tips, and you would dress up as the Hamburglar.
You would be a hamburger,
Yes.
too. I would be
Yeah.
more of a grimace.
I
Gal would be a man
Right.
cheese.
who's the girl? I feel like I would be the girl
little
that
bird?
yeah,
Yeah.
the bird girl.
They added her when we were
That's
kids.
right.
What was that thing called? It was like a little round-headed bird.
Yeah, yeah.
I just love Gio getting tipped in the
Yeah.
Hamburglar outfit.
Hey, come here, hamburger.
Take
Sit
your-
on my lap.
Take your hat off.
If you had a birthday party at the holiday McDonald's in the mid to late 90s, that was me in the
Oh,
Hamburglar.
wow.
All right.
Wow.
So a week ago, the cheapest Super Bowl ticket was almost $10,000, but as of today, it's almost half that, about $5,500.
Well, I don't have any interest in being in Las Vegas right now or
Nah.
being at the Super Bowl or any of that stuff. I'm at the age where I don't need those crowds anymore. Just I'd rather.
A lot of parties going on. You know who started partying a little bit early for the Super Bowl? Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes Sr.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes'
Jeez.
dad was arrested Saturday night for driving while intoxicated in Texas. They're saying this is his third or fourth
Yeah.
DWI
Yeah.
incident.
Now, do they have a relationship?
Yes.
No, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He's at every game.
He's
with
at the games
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. Can you imagine? Well, he was released on $10,000 bail. There's a picture of him on Bone TV there. Can you imagine being Patrick Mahomes and having your stupid brother
Yeah.
who's on sexual assault charges? You got your dad getting DUIs and doing all that stuff. The wife is a little yippy, but at least she's not
She's
doing
just
anything.
annoying, yeah.
Whatever. But now, do you think, does this make him a little out of it for the game, or does he get more focused?
Probably more.
I think so.
Yeah.
I
I don't
think he
think this
uses
affects
this.
him,
I think
yeah.
this is more focus for him to show that he's not that. I'm the guy who goes and wins and does the stuff. That's maybe
Here's the
my
thing,
thing.
though.
And his dad was a professional baseball player.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
dad was like a local legend where they were from and stuff.
So, you always joke about my refrigerators and all that all the time, but I am not rich. Patrick Mahomes is rich.
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. So, if my dad had 2 DUIs, I'd be like, hey, Dad, for Christmas, I got you a driver.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. But you can only help people so
Yeah.
much. I'm sure Patrick Mahomes
Yeah, I'm
said,
not
"Hey,
blaming
Dad,
him.
if you get drunk or whatever, I have a driver. I have this. I'll be able to do a helicopter if you need it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you can only help people so much. And I'm fine. I could
Yeah.
drive.
I don't worry.
So the
my
whole-
son gonna tell me I can't drive my own car?
Basically, the whole Mahomes family are scumbags except
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, I
Well,
guess.
what's the deal with the mom? Is he telling her you got to tighten it up, mom?
I
Don't
don't
be doing
know.
anything ridiculous.
I don't
no,
know.
mom
man.
is good, I think.
Yeah, so at least he's got that.
That's
Clearly,
wild.
Mom's
though.
not good at Dad. Dad is willing to drink away from her.
People were saying how great is it that Mahomes Sr. going for his third DUI, while Patrick Mahomes going for his third Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's wild.
Stay on par.
Different news for quarterback. Baker Mayfield capped off his resurrective 2023 season with a little hardware in the Pro Bowl. Mayfield was named offensive MVP in the Pro Bowl games on Sunday, which we all watched, right? Helping lead Eli Manning's NFC squad to victory.
Oh, good.
I enjoy interaction with our audience. I do. I don't want you to send me reels because I've already seen them. Thank you, but I'm not watching them. No matter how many times I tell you, there's guys that just constantly just send me reels. The guy over the weekend that sent me a thing that said, the Pro Bowl is flag football with exclamation points. That just makes me know that you don't listen to the show. I mean, we've been talking about this for weeks.
And you don't see any news
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus. But yeah, I did not watch 1 second of it, nor I'm not interested in it. And
you should just wrote back, Russia's fighting with Ukraine?
Yeah.
I did watch some of it.
Did you?
Yeah, it was fun. I like watching it.
I don't. I get it.
They had it set up where they do, like, it wasn't like a game. It was just 50 yards, and then in between the quarters, they were doing like skills competitions. So like they had the linemen like running through like obstacle course and stuff, and all the points accumulated, not just the score.
Okay.
So it was kind of cool.
So it's funny because I was going through and I said, "Oh, Pro Bowl! I'm going to watch the Pro Bowl." And I clicked on it, and there was a guy in like kind of a green jumpsuit with an afro, and he was bowling. And I went, "Are they doing a skills challenge?" It was the pro bowling.
Pro bowling.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
By the way, you should have
You
seen this
wonder-
guy. I don't even know what his name was. He was wearing a green jumpsuit, white guy, afro, and he would like make a thing, and the ball would go out and curve in and stuff, and then you do finger guns.
Was
and
it
stuff.
Pete Weber?
I know, but I thought it was like some sort of parody. I thought I was watching.
No.
He was for real.
They're
for
trying
real.
to be the WWE and
It
everything.
was hilarious.
Hey, so the other game was when the All-Star game on or something this weekend, or the
For hockey?
For hockey?
Yeah.
and how prophetic was I last week when I said Nikita Kucherov I heard he's a real asshole, and now they're looking at suspending him or saying he should be suspended because of his lackluster performance and not wanting to be there and just being a dick about it.
Yeah, I saw a thing that said, "Who thought this guy wouldn't take the skills challenge seriously?" And it's just him looking like a miserable.
Yeah.
By the way, Carmen,
Yes.
I don't know whether you want to watch this on a loop later on when you have alone time. Did you see Justin Bieber shooting hockey pucks?
No.
Oh, he was out there skating around and shoot. Yeah, he was good. I mean, he's Canadian, so they have to be able to skate. It's in the law up there or whatever. But he looked good.
It's interesting. If you're Canadian, you know how to skate. If you're Asian, you know kung fu. It's in you. You may not even know you know it till you fight, but it's in you.
If you're a fat black lady, you can sing.
Yeah. Hey, fat black lady or man,
Yeah.
you can sing. If you're a fat Italian, you know how to make pizza. You just put the ingredients in front of you down. You're like, all right, let's do it, like the Matrix. You just start doing it. There's certain things that just work.
I was watching Next Level Chef, the Gordon Ramsay show, where they have social media and professional chefs and compete, and then they get to the level and do the stuff. And they were showing the different people, and there was this one guy named Joe, and Joe had a mustache, and Joe looked like he was about 40 years old, and he goes, "I got to tell you, I'm excited to be here, and I'm going to do this and whatever." And he was like, "My mom taught me how to cook the things and doing all this stuff." And I go, "I got to know where this guy is from." Sounded like Chicago to me.
Yeah.
Staten Island.
Oh.
It was Staten Island. And like if you said, "Draw me a person from Staten Island," it was this guy. He wound up getting kicked off, and he goes, "Hey, I never cooked fish before, and Gordon liked my fish." It was hilarious. He was like, I was waiting for like Murr and the cue to come walking out or something. It was very weird. Let's see. Oh, this is some sad news. Carl Weathers died in his sleep Thursday night. He was 76 years old. Of course, Carl played Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies. He was in Predator, Happy Gilmore, Arrested Development. More recently, he was on Star Wars, the Mandalorian series. They said, he's supposed to be in that Super Bowl commercial with Gronk.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, the tease is Gronk does the thing, and then he's wandering through the desert, and Carl Weathers comes up and stuff. So the Kick of Destiny, they said, we're adjusting our campaign accordingly out of respect to the family during their time of grief. Carl was in the FanDuel's Kick of Destiny Super Bowl campaign. He's already appeared in the teaser with Gronk, but they're making some changes right now. So.
Oof, they got to get Drago to take his place. I wonder at 76 years old, a guy is in the shape that he's in, how much steroids add to that. I don't know if it was his heart or whatever. But then again, you look at Stallone, who's getting steroids and getting facelifts and all that. And he looks great, and he seems healthy. He was very upset over the weekend.
Yeah.
You know what is so crazy to me? So obviously he's been in a bunch of different things, but his character in Happy Gilmore was Chubbs.
Yeah.
I did not put together until I thought about that. Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore, Adam Sandler, Billy Madison Show, Chubbs.
Oh.
I still don't know.
Chubbs, who was on Billy Madison's show. Chubbs is who Carl Weathers played, but in a different. It wasn't Happy Gilmore. He was in Happy Gilmore, but since it was a Billy Madison
that
show,
makes it awful.
So is Adam Sandler just a big Billy Madison fan?
No, Billy Madison.
You got me, Carmen.
I don't think Billy Madison chose the name Billy Madison. I think in radio, sometimes in radio you're given names.
Oh yeah,
and I think he was given that name.
So my buddy Kevin,
Chubbs though seems to work out.
My buddy Kevin, before he came to the station, Murph, who I used to do mornings with, he was the program director at the time. And he said that the new guy's coming in, and he goes, he's going to go by Dink. And I go, he chose that name? And he goes, no, we chose. And I go, who chose it? It was him and a radio
consultant.
Consultant, yeah. And I go, does he know he's going by Dink? And he's like, no, but we're going to tell him this and that. And then, of course, I get to know Kevin and meet, and talk to him. And then later on, he tells me, he goes, yeah, they wanted me to go by Dink. And he goes, I think I'm just going to go by Kevin McKay because that's what he went by, you know. Yeah.
Although Kevin McKay stinks, too.
Oh, yeah, but that's very back when he started in radio. Right. Everybody was McKay. But also, I got the list of names that they had for him. Dink was one of them. By the way, Kevin 6'7" has blonde hair, looks kind of like Fabio. Dink was one of them. Sandy the Beachcomber was one of them.
Why?
Because it was the Gulf Coast radio station. We were on the Gulf Coast, and he was going to be Sandy the Beachcomber. Yeah. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine you're out of a job, you get a job, and then they go, just so you know, you're going to go by Sandy the Beachcomber.
Yeah.
Rock stations, everybody had there was the dumbest names of the station. There was a guy named Chili Pepper.
Oh, yeah.
We had an intern, we just called him Douche.
Dude,
there was a meathead.
Do you understand that that's still happening?
Yeah.
The people still do that?
Yeah.
I was listening to a local station here that plays music the other day, and I forget what the guy, his name was Garbage Raccoon or something.
It was Blazer and Gooch and all kinds of dumb names.
When I first started in radio, I started the Power Pig, which was the Power Pig, and everybody on that station had a sexual innuendo in their name.
Oh, boy.
Boner was my boss. Yeah, but Galvin, this was 1990.
Yeah.
And they had a big attack plan on Q105, and it worked. And
Boner's plan worked?
Boner didn't have any plans.
No,
he had no plans at all. But it was Boner. It was
Shroom.
Fathead.
Yeah.
What was Dale?
He was Dale Doe, and then he was Bubba for a while.
Yeah. And then and the best ever.
Brian
was,
Christopher had a nickname too.
He was just BC.
Yeah, BC.
The best was Jason Eichman was the morning show producer. And they were going against Mason Dixon, so they named him Jason Dixon, which to me was hilarious.
Manson was Buckwheat.
Manson was Buckwheat.
Oh, my God.
It was, everybody had a horrible name. So when you got there, they gave you a name. And then when I got there, and there was a Mike, and they were like, do you have any nicknames? I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, everybody seems to be calling me Big Mike. And then the other Mike was like, well, that means I'm Little Mike. And I go, I had a nickname, Cowhead, in high school, and they were like, that's what it'll be, and that's how I became Khaled. And it was.
But why was this a thing?
It just was
because it wasn't none of it was real. Nobody did real radio. It was all a big show.
There was no social media, so you couldn't really look people up either.
Well, the first time Tim and Tom were the biggest show in afternoon drive ever here, and they were great. They really were great. And they did a TV commercial, and the TV commercial that came out, and they were like, "Hi, we're Tim and Tom." They were two black midgets. And everybody was like, what?
Yeah.
And they were like, just kidding. We're Tim and Tom. And it was two old men. They were like, what? So they were just blowing everybody's mind with TV commercials because nobody knew what they looked like.
Everybody had a persona.
I loved on Parks and Rec, they had Nick Kroll was one of the DJs. It was him and this other guy who was on, I think he was on The State or whatever, but it was Crazy Ira and the Douche. And I was like, that's so perfect.
In Wayne's World, they had Handsome Dan and Mr. Scream.
Yeah.
Handsome Dan.
Harry Shearer. Yeah, was
when I went to 98 Rock, it was relatively normal there. They had radio names, like Ronnie Michaels' last name is a Michaels, and then all of a sudden he's Big Rig.
Yeah.
Then Austin Keys was there, and Scott Ledger. And Scott Ledger's last name was Legier, so it was just like a easier way to.
Yeah.
Actors will do that. If your name is Billy Farnsworth, they'll be like Billy Worth. Just like to try and make it a little bit easier. But those crazy names back in the day. But then I did the same thing. I mean, I had an intern named Ass Chin because he had a cleft in his chin. It looked like an ass on his face. So
there were a lot of like Justin Credible.
Yeah.
That's good. Never gets old.
Dave McKay.
Yeah.
You know that's not his real name.
I did not know that.
His real
was
name is Steve.
See, I did not know that.
Yeah, Dave McKay. Like that's what I used to tell him. I go, look, I understand going to Cowhead, but when you change your name from Steve Emke to Dave McKay, I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. Be like Country Steve.
I was heartbroken the night that we hung out at his place, and he told me his name was Steve. I refused to believe it. I was like, no, that's a lie.
There was a lot of McKays, a lot of Steels.
Everywhere Steels.
So there were a lot of Kings too. I'm Steve King. Bill King on your radio.
Very mad.
So Carl Weathers passed away. Also, Wayne Kramer, founding member of the pioneering rock band MC5, passed away. He was 75 years old.
He made it into the thing, into the in memoriam last night on the Grammys.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see this? To Tracy Chapman and
I did.
Luke Combs, is that who it is?
Yes.
Doing that song together. I thought that was great. She sounded great.
She sounded great. And the weird thing about it was you have not seen Tracy Chapman. At least I've not seen Tracy Chapman since that song was on MTV. And so it's been 40 years or whatever, and she looked great.
Yeah.
She just some gray hair, but it was like, oh, that's Tracy Chapman.
It's so weird to me when he sings a song. It's like a little, we got a fast car. It's like when she sings it, I want to cry.
Yeah.
Like she sings it, it's like such a sad song, and he sings it, it's such a happy song. The two of them singing together, I was like, I don't know which emotion to go with.
Too many emotions.
Although
Too many emotions.
I did point out to my wife, I thought they would do an abridged version. They did like the whole thing.
I thought it was good. I really did.
It was very long.
I think just two of them were singing it, that they had to give them both their time, I thought I love Stevie Wonder. I love Stevie Wonder, but I thought that Stevie Wonder thing with Tony Bennett was weird.
I didn't see that. I think I went to bed right after the Luke Combs, Tracy Chapman thing, which, by the way, that's the only way you're seeing Stevie Wonder. He's not coming to Florida.
Yeah.
I am this many years old when I found out that For Once in My Life was not a Stevie Wonder song, and it was a Tony Bennett song. It was an existing song before Stevie Wonder did it. Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and then they showed Tony Bennett singing it.
It makes a lot more sense in kind of a big band sound to it. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, it wasn't that great though.
So Wayne Kramer passed away. Carl Weathers passed away. Somebody who we loved who passed away. Some weird news. Bob Saget's widow, Kelly Rizzo, is dating again. You know who she's dating?
Dave Coulier.
Cut it out.
For real?
No.
Oh.
Pete Davidson.
No.
Good guy.
Probably not hot enough. Anybody?
She's actually pretty hot. But
No,
yeah,
I know,
but
this seems so weird to me. I don't know whether he's Franklin or Bash, but Breckin Meyer.
Really?
Yeah, Breckin Meyer.
I didn't know he was in Franklin Bash.
I think he is, right?
He seems to be young, but probably more her age than Bob Saget was.
Yeah.
No, he's probably almost 50 now.
Yeah.
He's 49.
Yeah.
Road Trip. He was in a
Great.
bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
He seems like he'd be a cool guy.
Yeah.
Like he reminds me of the guy who played young Jesus Christ, Top Gun.
Oh, Miles Teller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like they seem like they'd be brothers in a movie somewhere.
You know,
He's so good in Rat Race.
Breckin Meyer was supposed to be the character of Jay for Jay and Silent Bob. Like they wanted him instead when they first did Mallrats.
Instead of Jay Muse?
Yeah, like the studio wanted Breckin Meyer.
Oh.
Yeah,
And Kevin Smith fought it out.
And he fought it out. And I remember he tells the story that if at any point the real Jay were to mess up, they were going to pull him and put Breckin Meyer in that role. Yeah.
Wow.
Breckin Meyer was in Franklin and Bash. I don't know which one he was. He's 49 years old and also sounds like Game Company. Right? Doesn't he?
New from Breckin Meyer.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like that she's dating again. I don't remember
What?
when
How
he
long
It's
did you have
died.
to
been 2
wait?
years.
It's been 2 years that he died mysteriously, and already you're back out there. I mean, you know, it's fine.
She's
You were
actually
in love a month after you got broken up with the girl you were going to be engaged to.
A month.
Yeah,
No, yeah, I'm in love.
Nobody died. So
By the way, not to put your business out there, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Seems like you're in love again.
no.
I had fully endorsed this one.
No. Just taking things very slow. I only see her like once a week. Yeah.
Did you or
She's
did you
awesome.
not sleep there?
When? Last night? Oh yeah.
By
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way,
yeah.
did you see who I saw over the weekend?
Who's that?
Who do you think that is?
That's not Karishma.
No, it's not. But when I first saw this girl, by the way, totally in Olive Garden. Of course I was. I was in Olive Garden. I saw her from the back,
and you were like,
I went, oh, and then she turned around and I went, no, that's not her. But I sent the picture to Mike. I go, look who I found with her.
Oh boy,
No, not her.
She's
Not her.
she's wider.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Hey, you got out to get was good.
By the way, she hit me up on Friday. She wanted to come over. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did she not get it?
Shut
I
up.
swear to God, I could show. She sent me an email, and then I was like, "What's this?" Stop.
At what point should we
calling
call
me.
her a job and tell them,
I don't
hey,
know.
you got to reel your employee in?
Dude, I don't know. But then Carter Clarence called me on Saturday, and I was like, both of you guys, enough.
Why is he calling you?
Because he's calling me to find out what she's calling me about, and I was like, bro, like, if you have to call me, you already know what's going on.
Dude,
Middle school
You
stuff.
need,
Yeah.
What you need to do is you need to start putting these two on a wild goose chase and say, yo, yeah, she told me to tell you to meet her here and, send him somewhere. And then
might.
say, he said that he's going to murder you in your sleep and,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
Just
and she's like I said, she sent me this email where she's like, "Can I come over? I want to see you." I was like, "You're out of your
No.
mind, bro. Out of your mind."
Oh, listen.
how long was she
Leave
there
it
for, Joe?
alone.
I locked the bottom lock.
Yeah.
I
No
feel
way.
like we need to get a restraining order if they don't stop calling.
Bro, it's a harassment at
No,
some
but
point.
seriously,
Yeah.
seriously, get a restraining order. I mean, you're changed. You've asked them to stop several times. They keep making new numbers. We called them on the air and told them to stop, and they're not listening. It might be time to get a restraining order.
Crazy. I'm down. 'Cause
This is some great news. Full circle. Shane Gillis is set to be host of Saturday Night Live on February 24th. Controversial move as the comedian was cast and swiftly cut from the late night sketch show in 2019. Can you believe it's been that long? He will be joined by musical guest 21 Savage. So on the 24th of this month, Shane Gillis hosting, and it'll be great.
I'm wondering if it even happens.
Oh,
it
it'll happen.
happens. It happens.
You know,
yeah.
they said the first thing that's going to happen is everybody's going to talk about this.
Because
so.
depending on where you go get the story, it's two different things. One's the awesome Shane Gillis come back, racist comedian returns to SNL.
For sure. But
Listen.
the great thing about it is if they do a sketch where he's supposed to play an Asian character and he's like, I don't think I should do that. You know what I mean?
I think it's being awesome, but now you've got other news sources. They're going to start digging through everything he's done even since
He
then.
doesn't care.
They already
And
did it.
so,
Yeah.
it'll
Or
be-
they
already
have,
did it.
what's his name, Bowen Yang.
Oh,
Like,
that'd be great.
Yeah, be like right up in his face about it and stuff. That'd be funny.
I love Bowen Yang. I think he's great. So, the best part about this was the other comedians.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it comes out. It comes out on Instagram. It says Saturday Night Live, February 24th. Host Shane Gillis, musical guest 21 Savage. The comments underneath from other comedians are great. What's his name?
You see Joe List?
Joe List
That was
wrote
great.
Rao, right? What did he write? Rao? Who wrote
I
it?
don't remember what he wrote,
Yeah.
but it's really funny.
And then what the Rat King? What's his name? Theo Von. Just put all the Asian flags underneath. China, Japan, Thailand. Oh, dude, it's been hilarious. Shane was a guest on this show, and it was so long ago that we had just built. Excuse me, Templar had just built the studio because I found the picture of when he was in here, and the walls weren't even painted yet. So we asked him about the Saturday Night Live thing.
Real quick, there's two clips. Carmen, if you can play the first clip. The first clip is kind of setting up. We're getting into the Saturday Night Live thing, but it's just funny, his response, and then it goes into talking about the Saturday Night Live stuff. So if you play the first clip real quick.
Okay.
Like right now, you're on fire.
Oh,
right
thanks
now.
a lot, man.
I mean, do you
Thank
feel that or no? Do you not know? I know it's hard to say because you sound douchey, but I'm asking you.
I will say I think I was on fire a little bit more last, like a year and a half ago.
Right.
Things were going pretty good.
Yeah, that was before he got fired
Right.
from Saturday Night Live. But then here is the rest of it.
Hey, I love the echo on that is awful.
Whoa,
Awful.
Wild.
I only knew of you. I knew your name. I had never had you on the show or the podcast or anything. But all my friends that are comedians were so happy. probably secretly jealous and hating you inside, but because they were like couldn't believe that you got it, but were so happy and felt that you deserved to get it. And so how many did you go? Give us like the audition story. Did you have to do what all these other people say, the 3 characters and all that stuff?
No, I don't know. They must have changed it because for stand-up comedians, you only have to do stand-up.
Oh, really?
I didn't have to do characters.
And who is the audience? Like, is it 5 people or is there a bunch of people?
It's brutal. We were just talking about that on the car ride. It's like you get into the. Because my whole life I was like, I'm not going to do SNL.
Right. Why? See, I still think I'm going to do it, and I know reality is there's 0 chance. But since I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to be on the show.
I'm holding out hope for you.
Thank you.
All right, I will say that. Yeah, growing up, I was like, I'm going to do SNL.
Okay.
And then once you get into comedy, you're like, I'm never going to do SNL. And then all of a sudden, they were like, they had interest in me, and I was like, oh man, maybe this is going to happen. But even up until the audition, I was like, this isn't going to happen.
Right. So
I was in the.
Are you kind of like a kicker who has to kick an 80-yard field goal? You're like, I'm probably not going to make it. So
0 chance. Yeah. And then I wasn't that nervous, which helped. Because everybody else there was like an improv guy that was like, "Oh my God, this is it."
Was there anybody there we would know that you saw?
That I auditioned with?
Yeah, like any of your contemporaries or some names that we might know.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, okay,
I don't think so. But they were nervous because you all hang out. You have to wait for like 3 hours before you go on for the audition. And they do that to mess with you. They do that to like see how you handle pressure and all that. And I was fine. I was just in there like dipping. I was just chewing tobacco.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then it was my turn to go on, and I was like, "Oh, I'm fine." And then right when you walk out and see like that main stage, because that's where you.
Oh, you do it right there.
You do it on the stage. Right when I saw that, I was like, "Oh God!" And then like I was shaking. My hand was shaking, so I had to like hold the mic against my chin.
Who do you see? Lorne Michaels, is he there?
Yeah, you see him like barely because it's dark.
Yeah.
So there's like a table to your left that's like producers, a couple writers, and Lorne Michaels, and then the rest of the studio is totally empty. There's a camera right in front of you, and they're like 3, 2, 1, go, and you just have to do.
How long? 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you? Was it your best 5 that you have, or some of you are the most comfortable telling?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It was definitely like the best 5 I could do, but it was definitely bad. I thought I did bad.
Right.
And then.
Do you hear anybody laugh?
Yeah, you do.
Do you hear Lorne Michaels laugh? It's a pretty distinct laugh.
I was looking for him, and then he did laugh a couple times, and I was like, all right, that's nice.
Because they always say, they tell you he doesn't laugh, don't be offended, but then you hear him laugh, and you're like, oh, okay, I must be the best ever.
True. But then I got done, and I was like, wow, that was bad. I did bad.
Were you able to hear any of the other people that were trying out? Okay,
no, you got to wait.
You can't even tell if you're.
Can't tell.
Yeah.
And then I ran into Michael Che that night at a show, and he was like, you did great. I was like, oh, I was so nervous. And he was like, you were the least nervous. I was like, oh, all right, maybe I got a chance here.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, I was like, oh, no, I'm getting it.
Oh,
definitely getting it. Yeah.
You went through the phases?
Yeah. And then, they do vet you. They check you out. They like go through all your social media. They do all that before they announce that you're on the show for exactly my reason.
Right.
But I think I was one of the first few people that had a podcast that got it. So they never went to like
listen to old episodes.
Listen to a whole podcast.
Yeah. And
now they probably do.
You changed the way Saturday Night Live
It's called
works.
the Gillis rule. Yeah. So now I don't want to put too much of your business out there, but you were signed to do it? Did you actually sign contract? And then they had to tell you no.
Yeah.
And they paid you though, didn't they? They paid you half of it?
Well, technically, I got paid my first contract. Yeah.
Oh, you got the whole.
Yeah.
Wow, good for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That worked out all right.
Fun.
Do you think now? How do they break it to you? How do they? Okay, well, explain. What did they find? I know what it was, but they found.
You want me to say it on the radio?
Well, they found you doing comedy where you made some sort of Asian reference.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. I mean, we were doing.
I remember seeing it or hearing it at the time, and I was like, "Oh, I mean, that wasn't that."
Yeah,
that's what I thought too. I go, are they mad at him because he's doing an Asian character? Are they mad at him for what he's saying?
Yeah.
Because either way, I'm like, hasn't everybody done that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's a comedian, and he's trying to be funny and do stuff. Like, I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was like, oh, this guy's got to be fired immediately. You know what I mean? It was one of those ones where I go, it's a little ticky-tack for me.
Sure. Sure, yeah, and it was a time we're doing a podcast. Me and my friend are open micers in Philadelphia, just doing a podcast for like 500 people. We're like, who cares?
Yeah.
And then, it turns out everyone cared.
A lot of people
world cared.
So how do you find out who tells the bad news to you?
That was, I talked to Lauren throughout the whole thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. He's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, or he fakes it.
Yeah.
Either way, he's cool. And then they were trying. They were like, hopefully this works. And then eventually it got to the point where they were like, this.
Was it somebody from above?
Yeah.
That's okay. So it's not like, I mean, we always say this is you find out the people who are most mad at a black joke are old fat white ladies. Like it's never the. So who was the one getting so mad? You know.
I think it was just enough. I think all these companies and shows and all these networks and stuff, they respond to just Twitter.
Yeah.
There was enough noise on there where like sponsors started to get like that. And then
nervous.
also, it's like it's a team.
Right.
SNL's like a team, and then you're bringing in this new guy who's like going to be a cancer to the locker room.
Yeah.
And it's like, this could be a risk. So I get it. I get it.
I'll tell you, it was probably the best thing that could have happened to him because
For sure.
Saturday Night Live hadn't been that great for a while. Although I've been watching it the last couple of years, it's been okay. It's been fun to watch. But Shane Gillis did Gillian Keeves, which became
so good.
way better. Well, not became. It's certainly not Saturday Night Live, but it is a very, very funny sketch comedy show. His stand-up special is one of the funniest ones I've ever seen. I haven't rewatched the special in a long time. I watch Shane's every once in a while, and he's more of a household name now than I think he would have been had he just been on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, 100%, because I think it was all the perfect storm. So you didn't necessarily know who Shane was. Then you hear about this. Then you go and listen to the stuff that got him fired. And then with COVID and Gillian Keeves comes out, and that is so funny. Those sketches are so funny and so perfect. Yeah, and he's really, in my opinion, he is the best stand-up out there right now.
And to show you how popular he is now, instead of calling him today and getting him on the show, we replayed an old bit because he's impossible to get on the phone now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Gio and I were talking about it before because when he was here for that, which was in 2020. 20?
Yeah, 19, I think.
2019 maybe. I went and saw him at Side Splitters.
Yeah.
And then next time he comes through, he's playing theaters. Yeah. Next time he comes through, he's at arenas.
Yeah. Bert was playing Emily Arena for the first time the same night that Shane was playing the theater. And I called Bert and I go, you got to let Shane know. I go, you're going to suck all the people out. Shane was sold out. Bert was sold out. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Great for both of them. And also genuinely good dude. Who's even yelled at me on podcasts before. Like, he's been mean to me, and I still love Shane. I still think he's one of the funniest guys out there.
He and I got to be judges on Calta and Kelly for whenever you and Bobby were saying it was something about Tom Brady.
Oh, we bet on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. And
did you see the video where it's he's with Caleb Presley, and he's telling him to get out of the front seat because he's sitting in the front seat, and they're drunk? He's like, dude, don't make me do it. He's like, get out of the seat.
He's like a Bell drive.
Yeah, he's like, you're going to die right here in Taco Bell? This is how your story ends? Taco Bell parking lot? Get out. And then he finally gets out. He's like, see, that's why I'm the best. It's so funny.
Oh, he's great. I'm looking forward to Saturday Night Live, and how they handle it will be great. If they do a Bo and Yang thing, that'll be funny.
And the great thing about him is he has great ideas for sketches with Gillian Keeves, so I'm sure that he's going to bring some good ideas.
And does a great Trump.
Does a great Trump. Mm-hmm. Does a great Trump. Yeah, that'll be exciting to see.
He was teaching Bobby Lee how to do Trump. And Bobby Lee's like, he would do a thing, and then Bobby Lee would do a wrong hand gesture, and he goes, no, go like this. And when he did it, his impression was better. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Or canceled.
Joe Rogan signed a new Spotify deal. Remember, his last one was like $500 million. This one's worth $250 million.
What? I thought the last one was $100 million.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Stern. Yeah, so $100 million, and then this is $250 million. Yeah, because it's still.
Oh, good. I was hoping he would be okay.
Yeah.
The big part about that is it's no longer exclusive to Spotify.
Yeah.
They're going to put it back on YouTube. It's going to be on like all the podcast formats, so you don't have to go to Spotify anymore to get to it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. He is making and he admits it all the time. Never in a million years did he think when he was sitting in his living room doing it with Red Band and
this is a janitor from News Radio.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Biggest media guy in the world right now.
Yeah, dude.
If you want to go to some concerts, Live Nation is selling 2024 Lonnie passes, they're calling them, for $239. It gives access to concerts all summer long, at 25 different venues, and it goes on sale on Wednesday. So if you want to check that out.
Nope.
And then talking about music, of course, the Grammys happened last night. Taylor Swift won a record 4th Album of the Year Grammy last night. Miley Cyrus won her first 2 Grammys ever, and Joni Mitchell performed on the Grammy stage for the first time ever at 80 years old when Taylor was up there winning her 13th Grammy for Pop Vocal Album last night. She took advantage of the stage time to do a little self-promotion and tell people about her new album. We have some audio. Take a listen to this.
I want to say thank you to the fans by telling you a secret that I've been keeping from you for the last 2 years, which is that my brand new album comes out April 19th. It's called The Tortured Poets Department. I'm going to go and post the cover right now backstage. Thank you. I love you. Thank you.
Yeah. When she said she had a secret, I was waiting for her to go, I'm engaged. Then she kept going. I'm like, oh, she's pregnant. Then when she said 2 years, I'm like, that's a long pregnancy. Probably not. And then the album, which is good. Now, let's not gloss over that. She is the first artist in the history of music to win Best Album for a 4th time. She beat every artist.
Paul Simon had 3. I think... Was it Stevie Wonder? It was somebody. It was like 3 legends.
Paul McCartney? No, I don't know. It was Paul Simon. Only one Paul. But anyway, it was a big deal, and the thing that makes this a big deal is that she's still churning out albums every 2 years, and she's only 30 years old or whatever she is.
Yeah,
good for her.
Do you want to hear some of the other winners from the Grammys?
Joni Mitchell, by the way. Was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah?
Because they were like, that's not my thing at all.
She's 80 also.
She's 80. She's got, like, diseases. She could barely walk and all this stuff, and they were going to bring her out to sing. I went, oh, boy. But they brought her up, and they had her surrounded by other women, playing instruments and singing the backup, so it actually was pulled off very good. Another performance that I think was overlooked was Annie Lennox singing Nothing Compares to You during the In Memoriam. I thought was great. She did a great job with it. Not a lot of political stuff either. Annie Lennox did a little shout out at the end of music bringing peace around the world and all that, but not a lot of real political, like make you vomit kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry. Other winners you were saying. I know that Miley Cyrus to me is one of the sexiest women ever, even those little flat bee stings that she's got on her chest. But why she looks like Jane Fonda with that hair now? Jane Fonda from 9 to 5. I
said to my wife, I go, does she drive there in a convertible? What is going on with that hair?
She goes, I was almost missed it because I got stuck in the bad weather. I go, so her windows open? Right. What did she do?
By the way, speaking of Eurythmics, Annie Lennox, I saw a video of Dave Stewart, and he was talking about how they came up with Sweet Dreams.
Yeah.
Because he's a great producer, and he was talking about they had a kick drum, and they put like this sound on it, whatever, and he goes, oh, that's kind of cool. And he goes, and then there was a keyboard there. He goes, it wasn't our keyboard, but it was just a keyboard. And he goes, and I started playing this, and he has his band with him, and it goes, starts playing the keyboard thing, and he goes, and then Annie jumped up and was like so excited. She goes, oh my God, listen to it. She goes, I have something, we'll go with that, and played the other part and stuff, and it came together, and it's like, oh, that's such a cool song.
Yeah. Well, she did a great job last night. They brought out Celine Dion, who has the most made-up disease I've ever heard in my life, like
statue face,
stiff bones disease or something. And they brought her out there, and everybody went crazy, and they loved her, and
did she seem extra stiff at all?
Yeah, she did. She really did.
Congratulations to Metallica, Best Metal Performance, 72 seasons. They won. Paramore.
I don't show you any of that.
No, they don't do any of the rock stuff. It's all hip hop and pop stuff. Now it used to be rock stuff back in the day. Best rock album went to Paramore. Paramore got Best Rock Album. Best Rock Performance went to Boy Genius. That I was like, oh, Best Rock Performance and Best Alternative Music Album. There is not a rock song on there.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's all like acoustic stuff, and I'm like, why don't we just say music? Right, why are we putting categories? Because it's never any categories that are.
They did explain some of the stuff yesterday. They made a little joke about it, about how the best song is a songwriter award, and then the best record is for everybody that was in on the record, from producers and all that stuff. There's a lot of nonsense, but there is no definition of best rock or best metal or any of that stuff.
Dave Chappelle won for Best Comedy Album, What's in a Name. Best music video, yeah, they're still making music videos. The Beatles actually won. I'm Only Sleeping.
Garbage.
And then best music film, the David Bowie documentary. Not the one Mo made.
No.
It was a different one.
Can I tell you something about Mo? You know I like Mo's body. But Mo sent me a video that he did for Migs, and he was like, hey, will you watch this? Tell me what you think. And I was like, oh, bro, like, if it stinks, I'm going to have to lie and be like, it was really good.
He sent it to me, too.
I liked it. Did you like it?
Everybody. But he didn't even send it to me because I didn't respond to him. He sent me, he said, yo, you got 3.5 minutes to check out a video I shot?
Yeah.
Was a bear. Want to know if you like the cuts and flow. And I didn't answer, so then he didn't send the video.
I didn't answer because I was sleeping when he sent it, but the next day I hit him up. And I watched it, and I thought it was really good. I thought he did a great job. I mean, Mick Fleetwood is in it, and it's not all about Mick Fleetwood. Like, how do you have a legend like that and make it? And so I said, you did a great job, and you put Mick Fleetwood in there where you go, holy cow, it's Mick Fleetwood, but it doesn't take over the whole video. He did a really good job. I was very proud of Mo.
Well, finally in news, I have some new music.
Oh,
yes.
Man.
New music for you.
Is it Mo?
No, it's not Mo. I will tell you this is a person that was in another band before. That band is no longer together. Carmen's going to hate it.
Okay.
I'm going to let you listen to it. I'm going to let you listen to it. Tell me if you can guess who this is or who's in the band. Go ahead, Carmen.
Not hot.
Too early.
So you're probably not going to know the singer.
Oh, the singer is who I recognize.
Well, you may.
And then I know
but probably
I
not.
recognize Lars's drums.
No.
So I don't know who it is.
No. Any guesses?
No.
What do they sound? What does it sound like?
Kind of reminds me of Slipknot.
Slipknot? Iron Maiden?
No, I mean, I don't know. It sounds like the same garbage as the rest of them.
That is Slayer's Kerry King on
his
guitar.
new band?
His new band. It's his debut album. It's called From Hell I Rise. It's going to be out on May 17th. The singer is from Death Angel. And sounds,
that's what I thought.
But it definitely has a very Slayer sound to it. Former Slayer drummer Paul Bostaff is playing on there. Hell Yeah bassist Kyle Sanders on there. And Ex-Machine Head and Violence guitar player Phil Demmel is on there as well. But Kerry King, you know, Slayer, Tom, the singer, was like, hey, I think I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And so they stopped playing. But Kerry was like, I don't want to stop playing. I don't want to stop. You know, so he put a new band together.
Josh sent me a picture one time of Kerry King standing outside of the Mike Calta Pipple Toddler bus giving the rock horns.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who it was. Because I didn't recognize him, and it was shot from a distance, and I was like, cool. And he goes, dude, that's Kerry King. And I'm like, oh, well, that makes it a lot cooler. He just looks like an average dude, you know?
Yeah.
Like he should be a tag team with the big boss man.
100%. Yeah, if you told me that he was Saturn's brother,
Yeah,
I'd be like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay, that makes sense.
That's funny.
But yeah, Kerry King's new band will be down at Rockville when I go down there, so I'm excited
cool.
to see that. There you go, Carmen. I'll let you know when it comes out. May 17th. I'll get
thank
you a
you.
copy for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
That is it for news.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back from break, I had a very serious thing happen on Saturday that almost ended in my wife going to jail. This is legit. This is not going to lead up to a joke. I actually had to call Dom, and Dom had to take care of everything. But this could happen to everyone out there. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back. I'm going to play the voicemail. I'm going to tell you the whole story when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. A lot of things to talk about today. First of all, on Saturday, I'm sitting in the living room with my wife, and she gets a phone call that she doesn't recognize on her phone. And I'm sure, as most of you do, we don't answer those phone calls. Well, sometimes I do because I like to play with the people on the other line, you know. I figured if they're going to bother me, I might as well bother them too. But my wife wants no part of it. So she doesn't answer the phone call, and then she gets a voicemail. And the voicemail is transcribed on her phone as it is. And I'm going to play the voicemail for you right now. This is 100% real.
Hello, this is Lieutenant Alex Hardick. I'm with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department. I'm trying to locate Amanda Calta in regards to an urgent legal matter. Contact me as soon as you get this message on my field service device. That number is 813-556-5323. Once again, it's 5323. This is not an emergency call, however, it is urgent. You contact me as soon as possible. Lieutenant Alex Hardick, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department.
So she gets that, and she looks at the transcript, and she goes, "It's a lieutenant from the sheriff's office?" And I go, okay. So right away, for them calling Amanda, I fear that it's something to do with my son. And while I think that kid's an angel, I don't want to find out from a cop he's not, you know? I don't want to find out, hey, we got a security camera, and it showed your son slamming into somebody else's car and kept going last night. The last thing I want. So I'm not panicked by any means, but I am definitely a little bit concerned. So I immediately call the guy back on her phone. I have her phone in hand. I call back. So he answers the phone, Lieutenant whatever. Whenever I go, "Hi, my name is Mike Calta. You just called and left a message for my wife." And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay, I'm calling back to, well, is she available?" And she's sitting right next to me. And I go, "She's not right now, but, well, I go, hey, look, I got a teenage son. I just want to make sure everything's okay." And he goes, "Yeah, no, nobody's hurt or anything like that." I go, "Okay." He goes, "I need to speak to her, but it's a matter that I can't speak to anybody else but her, and this, that, and the other thing." And I'm like, okay, so now she's here. And I'm like, well, hold on, I'll go get her. So I do the fake wait 2 seconds and hand it. Yeah.
Did you go, hello?
I've done that before. When they're foreign people and they're like, no, I only speak to Amanda. I go, oh, hold on.
Hello.
This is Amanda.
Amanda Doubtfire.
Hello. So I give Amanda the phone, and she's got it on speakerphone. And he says to her, "Am I speaking to you alone, out of earshot of anybody else around you?" Because he knows that I am involved now. And she said, "No, I'm alone." And he says, "You were subpoenaed to be an expert witness in a case." And then she got up and walked away. Because my wife is a therapist, and she does have things that I am not privy to. She never discusses her work with me, any of that stuff. And she was a counselor for an at-risk girls' school, and now she is a therapist with patients that she has. So she leaves the room, and I don't know what's going on. So she comes back 5 minutes later, and she sits down, and she's like, "There is a warrant for my arrest." And I go, "For what?" And she said, "Evidently, I was subpoenaed to appear in court yesterday or Friday or whatever it was, and I didn't show up, so now they've issued a warrant for my arrest." And I go, "What do you have to do?" And she goes, "I don't know. The guy was explaining it to me, and then the call went dead." And then he calls back, and she takes the phone, and she goes inside. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. So she comes back in the room, and I go, "Ask him where they delivered it and when the date was." And she goes, where did the subpoena come?" And the guy reads my address, and then he says, "In Lutz, Florida." And I go, "Lutz, huh, Sheriff?"
Yeah.
Hillsborough County Sheriff that can't say Lutz.
Right.
Lutz is one of the biggest mistakes for people who come in from out of town.
I was so hoping. He said I handed it to a wizard-looking old man out in the front driveway, and he assured me he would deliver it immediately.
Well, Gio, as you know, I have every ounce of this house under surveillance at all times.
Yeah.
My poor kids could never sneak out of the house. By the way, if they are sneaking out of the house, I'd be very proud of them. Yeah. I mean, I'd be like, "Joe, you guys have ninja skills.
You are a spy."
No, but I go, find out who signed for it and the date and time, and I will pull up the video camera and tell exactly what it is. So she said it was December, I don't remember the date, 26th. No, it was December 16th. And I signed for it. She said she signed for it. She was saying that it has her signature on it. And I looked at my calendar. I go, "You were in New Jersey." And she goes, "Oh, yeah." And she gets on and she goes, I couldn't have signed for this. I had a family death, and I had to go to a funeral in New Jersey. And the guy's like, "Well, and they're talking." So she comes back and she goes, "He said that there is a warrant for my arrest, and that I have to, I have to deal with this now, or else I'm going to end up going to jail."
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Don't you immediately Google that number?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
And did it come up as a...
No, it didn't come up as anything, but it is a police officer's
Direct
cell
line.
phone, so they're not going to be.
No, yeah, okay, but
it doesn't come up as anything.
All right.
At some point, I imagine they're going to ask for money to make this go away.
Well, we didn't get to that point.
Yeah.
So the guy you heard his voice. He sounds very much like a police officer till he said Lutz. So I look at her and she looks at me and I go.
He did hit you with the "call me back on my field" device.
Right.
Yeah, that was pretty
he
good.
knew. He knew what to say.
Field device.
Yeah.
So I call him back again, and I go, "Yeah, you just talked to my wife and said she got it." And he goes, like, "Yeah." I go, "All right, well, I'm just gonna bring it down to the station." And he's like, "What?" And I go, "We're just gonna go down to the station. I got this. I'll handle this." And he hangs up on me, and I was like, done.
Love it.
This happened to a coworker of mine at my other
That's
job.
why I'm talking about it today,
Yeah.
because he was very real for a couple of minutes. So then I called Dom, and I'm like, Dom, I know Boozer's probably got hockey right now, but can I run this past you? And I told Dom, and Dom's like, congratulations, you just got scammed. And I go, well, we didn't quite get scammed. We got a little bit concerned, but we did not get scammed. We did not give it. And he's like, yeah. He goes, if you don't show up for a subpoena, they don't issue an arrest warrant. They issue an inquiry as to why you weren't there. He goes, what if you fell and got in a car accident on the way there and had to go to the hospital? And they got to find out why you didn't go, and then they would try to, if you refuse to show up, then that's where they would get you. So thankfully, they didn't. Nothing happened. And once I talked to Dom and I got word from Dom that it was definitely a scam, it confirmed my suspicions when he didn't say Lutz. So I call him back 8,000 times that day.
Yeah.
I call him back and my wife's like, please stop this. And I go, I got to go to Starbucks anyway. I was doing the car. So I'm driving to Starbucks and he answers and he goes, Lieutenant, whatever. Hey, Lieutenant. And he goes, yes. And I go, who is your sheriff? And he goes, Chad. And I go, yeah, Chad. I go, what's his last name? And he's like, I go, it's Chronister, jerk off. And he hangs up on me.
Yep.
And then I called him back again and I was like, you want some advice? He's like, what? And I go, know how to say the city name before you call. You lost me at Lutz. And he hung up on me again. And then I called him.
Give him help.
What? Oh, Carmen. Then I called him back again right after he hung up on me. Boop, boop, boop. The number you have reached, he's disassembled the number. So it's probably one of those fake Google phone numbers. That's why it doesn't come up. And
I'm very familiar with those numbers.
The woman I work with, she was the same exact thing. It got to the point where they said there is a law enforcement in the area and they should be coming to get you shortly at USF.
But what did they want? We didn't get to that
The
point.
same thing, though. They said that she had missed a court date and she had an arrest warrant out for her arrest, and then they wanted money. They said that she could either pay the fine or law enforcement was in the area. They would come get her this afternoon.
Do you remember last year I talked about this, that they called me and did that, but the guy was like, yo, yeah, this is officer, and I go, who's, and that's exactly what I asked him. I go, who's the sheriff? And he goes, yeah. I go, come on, guy, you got to know who the sheriff is.
He even pretended to be talking on the radio, like in the background. He's he as if he was calling for backup to show up to pick her up. She's like, they're in the area.
I was so I was so pompous that I called him at one time and I go, bring all the shit.
That's what he said.
I'm going to be there with a machine gun at the front. And I thought, maybe I'm getting a little too crazy now. Let's not go. My wife was very upset by it. She didn't really fall for it, but she was like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, it's just bothering me on a day off, And I thought it's very interesting. Definitely important for me to talk about because a lot of people, like she said, my wife goes, maybe you should really call Chad and tell him. I go, why? So he can hear this for the 800th time. Yeah. He knows it's happening. There's nothing he could do. And she goes, you can give him the phone number. I go, it's a Google fake number. Yeah. It'll never be able to trace it, find it. But I said to my wife, I go, I will get on the air on Monday and talk about this on the air, not just for the experience that we went through, but the simple fact that this is going to happen to somebody listening on the show today.
And think of how many people get scammed. How many people, older people that are confused,
That's
don't know
what
what's
she
going
said.
on.
If they would have called my parents, my parents would have fell for it.
Yeah.
Or the one that they do where they call the parents in the middle of the night and say, your college student is in an accident or just had a DUI and we can't, blah, blah.
But what
like,
is
give him whatever he needs.
Right. What is the end game, though? Because if you call an 80-year-old person that falls for it, what are they going to Venmo you and sell you? But I mean, do they?
Most people are doing Venmo.
They
now,
said you
PayPal.
could pay a fine and we can postpone it.
Right. So
we're not going to come get you right now if you
we
pay
just
the
need
fine.
your credit card number.
Yep.
Yeah, well, do that. Credit card number. Yeah, because I was going to say, like, if you're 75 or 80, you're probably not doing Venmo or not doing.
No, but it's harder to collect off of a credit card. I mean, once you give out that credit card number and you realize you've been scammed, you just call the credit card company because then they can only take your credit card number and buy things with it. It's not like they can just get the cash.
Have you ever seen the guy on YouTube? There's a bunch of different ones. The Scammer, the guy who does all the different
he's great.
places over in India, and he'll do like the voice of like, I don't understand, or what am I doing? And they give you a deposit or they do something, whatever, and he scams it so he gets money from them, and it's so good. And he can speak their language, so he'll start speaking their language, and he gives the exact coordinates where they are and stuff. It's great. And then they just lose their mind, and they're like, yelling at him.
They can sell your data, too.
Yeah.
So even though they have your credit card number, even if you disable it, they'll sell it on the dark web, and then people can link that with other stuff.
Yeah, because they'll fill out they'll go to the checklist. Oh, what's your name? And you give them all this information, then they submit that as well.
Because that's worth a lot of money on the dark web.
Yeah, I know. I don't talk to anybody, man. I just even my own. Like I had to call somebody one time, and they're like, "All right, well, you need your bank account information." I called them, and I was like, "Not gonna do it."
And a lot of times they can add that. They can use that data to hack into your passwords. Because, oh, what's your mom's maiden name? Reset your password now.
Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike Calta Show, Medicine Man.
Oh, come on, really? This early? Mike Calta Show. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Great. Mike Calta Show. Hello.
Yes.
Hey, Mike Calta Show, Medicine Man.
Too many.
What is happening?
I don't know.
We're in the multiverse.
Yeah. Sorry. Jesus Christ.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
All right. I had a similar situation about 2 months ago. I had a guy call me. He said his name was Lieutenant Roberts, and he was looking through paperwork. My brother is currently in the Pasco County Jail, and he said, my name has gotten mixed up with his, and I have a failure to appear in court, and that they're coming to arrest me if I don't go down to the county sheriff's office in Pasco and turn myself in. So I pull up all my paperwork on my brother and saying this is obviously a mistake. When I get there, the guy at the front desk doesn't know the name of the officer who called me, doesn't know who his commander is, and it's just a big hoax. I drove down there, and he said he would meet me out front. Nobody met me out front.
Yeah.
This guy was just a scam artist.
Yeah, I would definitely. Thanks for the call, sir. I would definitely call the county non-emergency number and run the phone number and the name by the officer if you have any worries about it. Even Dom was like 100% a scam. If it's not, tell him to call my office. And I was like, all right. So I feel confident because I know I always got Dom on the backup. But anybody can do that. Anybody could just call the non-emergency number and just ask them, say, I'm getting this phone call. Is there any truth to this? And then handle it from there. Certainly a lot easier. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good morning. My name's JD. Also got scammed with that, but it was an FBI, and it had to do with drug dealing.
Yeah.
And the guy transferred me around. What they were after was your personal information, like Social Security numbers and all sorts of stuff.
Well, yeah, this guy that called us had a significant amount of information. My wife's name, the address, and all that stuff. Thankfully, the date that they picked was the date that she was in another state, so we got lucky there. But how far did you get with them, sir, before you realized you were getting screwed?
Well, actually, the second transfer was like to 3 people, and none of them were quite speaking English.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. But, it happened. That's probably the second one I got. So
good.
Good luck, Mike.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah, when they're like, okay, this is Corporal Klinger, and we're going to send you over to Agent whatever, and she's like, hello. That's when you're like,
Let me speak to Lieutenant Dan.
Let me get your social to verify it's you. Okay.
Listen to how official it sounds when you hear it played, and you don't really know it's a scam. It sounds legit.
Hello, this is Lieutenant Alex Hardick. I'm with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department.
And you don't expect them to be like they're just making phone calls, so you don't expect them to be sharp,
I'm trying to locate Amanda Calta in regards to an urgent legal matter. Contact me as soon as you get this message on my fields.
Yeah, and by the way, I let the phone number run because last time I called, it was already disconnected and not working anyway, so don't even bother wasting your time calling.
I got to tell you, when I first heard it, I thought it said it was an urgent bingo matter. And I was like, what is going on?
You actually had 063
Yes.
and you didn't call it, and we'd like to give you the prize.
That's a bingo.
Yeah, I was very I get my wife couldn't understand why I needed to keep calling the guy back, and I said, "You don't understand.
Yeah.
I just sit there and watch him make my wife mad and nervous. Now I want to kill him. He must die, and I know I can't do that. So I'm going to do the best that I can and annoy him so much." There is a McDonald's next to my Starbucks, and rarely do I go to McDonald's unless I'm picking something up for my daughter. But when you come out of Starbucks and you drive past the McDonald's, there's a drive-through, and then there's a pass lane for the drive-through. Both of them have a stop sign. This guy came whipping through. It didn't stop at the stop sign and pulled out right in front of me and kept going. And I stopped the car and I looked at my wife, and she goes, "Just keep going." And I go, "That guy just whipped through that stop sign, and I want to get out and choke him." And she's like, "What good would that do?" I go, "My hands would feel great." I'm not gonna do that. And I said, I feel like I want to get out there. And she goes, "Just keep going." And I just kept going, and I went, "I'm very proud of myself. There was a day.
Progress.
There was a day where I'd have to at least yell at the guy.
Yeah.
Now I just keep going."
I had that happen at a Chipotle. Guy in a Jeep went flying past me and almost hit my car and stuff. So I immediately texted Martin Gramatica and said, "Watch out, there's a guy in the Jeep." It was him.
It was him?
Yeah, it was him.
No, man.
And I go, "Hey, just so you know, there's a guy in a white Jeep." And he's like, "I'm sorry."
It'd be great if he clipped your mirror.
I respect someone who's got a sense of urgency around a McDonald's, especially with a double Big Mac out there.
Hey,
Like,
McRib.
Got to see where Hamburglar is.
I'm not mad at that guy at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, it does make you mad, though. I know exactly what you're talking about. It makes you mad because it upset your wife, and you think you're going to get over on me? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
The other thing was I went through the McDonald's to get something for my daughter the other day, and it took forever. I was 3 cars deep in line and a double line, so there was 6 cars. And normally they move those through quick, so I'm really slow, and I get to the window, and the lady's like, "Mama, something," and I go, "I'll take a chicken nugget," and she goes, "I said, "Mama, something," and I go, "Well, I don't know what you're saying," and she said, "I said, can you wait 1 minute?" I go, "Oh yeah, no problem."
I don't know what you're saying.
I mean, all I heard was
Mama say,
yeah. So I finally get up to the window, and the guy goes, This is another thing that bugs me. It just doesn't apply to fast food workers. My mother used to do this about the hospital all the time. We don't work there. We don't understand all your work terms."
Yep.
I pulled up, and the guy's like, "Sorry, our AMS is down, and everything's messed up." And I go, "Oh, not the AM. Is the AMS? Is that really what's slowing you
I
down?"
actually work on the AMSs.
Man, they could be a real pain in the
What, you got
ass.
the 240 or 241?
I was like, okay.
I got a converter in the back if you guys need it.
And I go to the next window. I go to the next window, and they're like, "Here's your Coke." And I go, "No, we had a Diet Coke, and we had a 6-piece nugget, Happy Meal." Like, it was all messed up. And the guy goes, "It's the AMS." I go, "It is the AMS."
AMS.
I'll do it.
But
I
also,
knew it.
at the same time, I knew that they were having problems, and what are you gonna do? You just have to wait it out. I mean, that's people that the guy goes, "Thank you so much for your patience." Like, "I want my goddamn nuggets. I'm not gonna get mad at you and drive away angry. I came here for a purpose."
And then you have the different version of that, which is me. If you can't get fast food right, what are you going to do in your life?
You're closed if you're out of nuggets. You're closed.
Very, very upset. Mike Calta Show, hello.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Yeah, you all have a great show. I really appreciate what you do every morning.
Thank you.
The question that we should be asking is how come these like Google and all these phone carriers, they give these scammers the tools to do what they do. Why do we have spoof numbers where people can hide? Why do they have that?
Here's the thing: is that Google's not making it for that. They're making it for good reasons, and people are using it for bad reasons. I mean, if you're able to get a phone number and you don't have a phone and you're able to make phone calls, that's amazing. You could do that. I remember, what was that thing I used to have, Galvin, that we used to take to Ireland with us? That was the
Magic Jack?
Magic Jack.
Yeah.
I used to have a Magic Jack. You'd have to actually carry a phone with you that you could plug in, and you'd plug the Magic Jack into the computer, and then the phone into the Magic Jack, and then I could make wireless phone calls, or not wireless, but toll-free phone calls anywhere using the internet. And that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, now everybody gets to do that on their computer. So the technology is advancing, but as usual, people are using technology for sex and crime.
Definitely.
You know, so it's not their fault.
you.
I get it, man, but I appreciate it because I know what you're saying. They're shutting down our phones. We're not able to answer any phone calls anymore.
Yeah. Have a great morning.
You too.
And if you
But
have,
also, who's calling you?
if you have like if you have a business or something and you don't want to have a second phone, whatever, you can have it on that phone and use the Google thing, and then you know that that's that one and do it that
Or
way.
if you run a call center and you don't want to pay for a million lines, bam.
Carmen, people still use the phone, you know.
I know, but I don't.
It's the most boring thing ever. You ever listen to a conversation between me and Pete? What's up? What's up?
Yeah,
What's up
just
with
text
you?
me. Don't call me.
What's up
Text
with you?
me.
We just we usually he's working, I'm driving, and just a lot of silence. We're like, all right, call you later. Yeah, see you later. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. I was calling because I experienced a scamming situation with a scammer that called me from the fraud number from my bank. So the Bank of Tampa fraud number came over, but the clue was that the caller ID, they can't change the caller ID. And it said Musical something, and that was the first thing I asked the guy. I said, okay, you're calling from my fraud department. There's a charge for X, $875. Why is it this? He smoothed right over it. He didn't really answer the question, but when I tell you this guy sounded like he had a business finance degree, he was educated, he was smooth. We need to do a hard reset on the computer, on your whole site. And I was on my computer at home,
right?
So I had my screen up, and he says, okay, I'm going to send you a code, and I want you to, put the code back in. And I gave him the code, and he sent me a link, and what is on the link, and then he says, okay, now just type in your password on my cell phone. Type in your password, and then we're going to send you a link to do a reset on your banking,
which they've done before.
I had that. I know, and I had this weird feeling like you're at a shell game, in New York City when they're doing the shells,
sure.
You get that weird feeling. And as soon as I typed it and hit send, I literally changed my password at home on my computer as quick as possible. It wasn't fast enough.
Oh, he gotcha.
So he finished it up, man. He finished it up. I was thanking him. He says, we're going to watch this and that. He actually called me back at 3:00 in the afternoon to let me know, hey, there's this name that's coming through on your Zelle. We want to know if this is a real person, that this is somebody that you know. I said, no, it's not. I was visiting my aunt. I was like, okay. I was like, hey, thank you so much for watching out. I was thanking this guy.
But you know why?
And when I got home,
when you saw the Zelle, he didn't want you to freak out. He'd be like, oh, that's what the guy was talking about. That's so smart.
Right. And by the time I got home, the real Bank of Tampa called me, and I said, hey, I was just on the phone with you this afternoon. We already handled this. We shut down froze my account, so we don't have any more charges. And she says, oh, no, somebody just pulled $300 out of your Zelle.
Wow.
Do you know this name? And I'm like, I was so mad. I called the number back, and, of course, it was disconnected. I had no way to get out how pissed off I was at myself and this guy.
I know. It's not your fault.
My parents. Yeah, I called my parents. I called my kids, and I'm just saying out to everybody, if anybody calls you for anything on the phone or sends you a text, and they tell you, oh, it's an emergency, they're putting this charge through, hang up your phone and just call the number on the back of your card.
Yeah, that's
and then
the
it's
thing.
like, bam, you just cut them off.
Wow. Well, hey, did they give you your money back, or did you out that money?
Oh, yeah, Bank of Tampa was great, but the other thing is a friend of mine told me the only recourse, because I was so pissed for like 3 days, they said, you know what a good recourse is? Go on YouTube and watch the people that catch scammers.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
satisfying.
See, like, the way they operate, so it kind of made me feel better to know some people are getting caught.
Yeah, well, that's good that they took care of you. Sorry you got scam punked, and thanks for calling. She's absolutely right. Your bank will appreciate it more if you say, hey, I'm feeling a little weird, let me hang up and call you right back. I did that before, and the guy was like, okay. And I hung up, and I called the number, and he got him back on the phone. He was like, I understand. He knows it's not me he was frustrated with. He's frustrated with the fact that his whole job, whose job is to try and stop fraud, is getting screwed because of all the fraud that's going on. You got to double-check everything these days, man. And Dom also pointed out that if you do miss a court date or you think you have some reason to that, like, hey, I did have a subpoena 3 years ago, or I missed jury duty one day, they're not going to just arrest you out of the blue. They'll go through a process, and they'll notify you, and they'll try to contact you way before they call you and say, hey, we're gonna take you to jail. So, all right, well, sorry, thanks for your stories. Sorry everybody else has gone through it. It's very frustrating, and I don't know that I part of me is like, it's a pretty good scam, but then the other part of me is like, I'd really like to kill that guy. Like I really feel like I think that I could rob, like if I could rob a corporation and sneak $1,000 out of Sears or something, I'd be like, oh, they don't care. It's $1,000. I got them for that. But the fact that you're robbing normal people and taking their hard-earned money from them, and most of them are not rich, that's just real scummy. Like if you could be that person and live like that, that's a real scummy way to live. And know that nothing good is coming back to you. It's gonna all be bad after you do that for a while.
I may steal from people if I could do the Office Space and just steal like a penny from every transaction.
But it never works out. Yeah, what I always tell you, if you gotta get scammed,
get greedy.
Gotta quit it, because after a while, it's gonna catch up to you. They'll always end up catching you. If you got out early, then they might go, he got out, he stopped after a while, let it go. But if you keep going, they're gonna come after you and they'll get you eventually. It's never as easy as it seems.
Yeah,
never. Anybody that's been pulling money or laundering money from somewhere, going, they have no idea. They're eventually gonna find it. They're eventually gonna find it.
And the way they find it, whenever you see those things where they're like, we had no idea for years, and then this lady was like, hey, I got a thing, and it's 3 cents short this week. And then they're like, well, let's look into that. Whatever. It's always that I find that you think you have everything planned perfectly. Like they say how many mistakes people make whenever they commit a crime. It's like 31 mistakes or something. But it's literally like you've seen murders be solved because this person took a wrong turn and came back, and their dog got out of the car, and the dog ran over. And when the dog ran over, they saw this guy over here, and he was wearing a red shirt, and that's the guy who murdered his wife.
Stupid
and it's like,
dogs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, I got to take a break. Ian Beckles is doing here at the top of the hour. He'll hang out with us. We'll talk a little bit about the upcoming Super Bowl, which we're all talking about making bets for. I want to play this, but I don't know if I got it sent to myself. Let me just check this real quick. Galvin, I saw this, and I don't know if it's... Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to play it. I don't know if this is authentic or not. This is the porn star Lisa Ann. I know you've met her before.
No, yeah.
I have. I've met her before. She's been on the show, and I love her, and she's super cool. And this is her being taken out in handcuffs. Have you seen this?
No, but she is trending on Twitter. I
saw it.
It must be true. Listen to it. Here we go. I hope she doesn't curse. Oh, come on.
You know where she was at?
Ah, damn it. Well, it says she was at a Matt Rife show.
Yeah.
And I don't have the audio, but she was being taken away in handcuffs, and she went on to say that all she wanted to do was go see her friend Matt Rife and blah, blah, blah. And then she issued a statement on Instagram that said that her and Matt had been friends, but they never had actually met. They met once at the AVNs back in the day when he hosted, but this, that, and the other thing. And evidently she tried to force her way backstage, and they ended up taking her out in handcuffs, which is insane, because I would imagine Matt Rife would want her to be there. Yeah, you have the audio, Carmen?
I have the TMZ clip.
Oh, yeah, play that, please.
Okay.
I did nothing wrong. I didn't touch my phone. I wanted to see Matt Rife because he's a friend of mine. And I go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the gist of it. They're taken away in handcuffs.
On TMZ, it said that she was... they accused her of trying to record the show with her phone.
She has a thing on her Twitter. It says, tonight I was arrested and harassed by NYPD. They offered me a choice to be 5150 by ambulance and admitted to the hospital, or arrested and put in jail over someone thinking I used my phone during the Matt Rife show. I'm at a loss for words of what I've just endured.
Oh, it seemed to me like she was trying to go backstage because she's like, I just wanted to see my friend Matt Rife. That's a real weird. I think she was a little 5150.
Well, yeah, psychiatric hold.
Yeah.
51. What did 5150 have to do with a phone?
Because she must have talked to them afterwards, and they were like, this bitch is nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to go see him while he was here in St. Petersburg, and a woman left in handcuffs at my show, too.
Because of a phone?
Because she was nuts. Because
she wouldn't stop talking to Matt Rife while he's doing a show.
Okay.
She stood up, and she's like, I want to thank him. And finally he's like, okay, what? And she's like, my parents died, and while they were dying, you were the only thing that got me through it.
Okay.
And blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, you know what? That's gay. It was really funny. And then he proceeded to say, no, thank you, that's very sweet, but you're interrupting the show. And then during the show, she kept having to scream out to him. And then finally the security went over. She wouldn't leave with security. The cops had to come. I videoed the whole thing because it was right below me. And the cops had to grab her and drag her out of there. I mean, you must be a lunatic if you are an adult and you can't keep your goddamn mouth shut during a concert.
Well, the last comedy show I saw, you were there. Bobby Kelly was there. That little fat guy.
Yeah.
I want to cuff him.
Don't call Bobby a little
No,
fat
no, I love Bobby. that short, fat, dumpy guy with the white shirt. First of all, he should never wear white. That guy.
I don't remember this.
Oh,
yeah,
the guy that wound up on the bathroom floor.
Oh, at the cigar place.
He's sitting in the front talking to the Italian girl.
Yeah.
He's going back, and she's eviscerating him.
Yes.
Okay. And I felt like saying, you need to stop talking. And he was talking through Bobby the whole thing.
Yeah.
He drove me nuts.
Yeah,
He was the star of the show.
Yeah, he thought he was.
Yeah.
I bombed so hard that night that I just
blacked it
out. That guy was in the bathroom, and when he went in the bathroom, the cops went in there, and my son kind of peeked in, and my son said he was throwing up all over the floor. That was just drunk. That was just drunk. You just can't handle your own liquor.
Come on, at a cigar bar, at a comedy show? Come on, bro.
My first joke that night was, and I thought I was being so
just
witty.
Why?
I get up there and I go, cigar bar. I go, look at you. I go, you cigar smokers, how bad do you want an S&D? Because anybody that's got something that big and long in your mouth, you know you secretly want an S&D. It took 3 weeks for Bobby to call me and go, dude, can I ask you a question? I go, what's up? And he goes, in front of the guy who owns Fuente Cigars, in a cigar bar, on the stand, the whole place is filled with cigar smokers, and you tell them they all want to be gay. I go, no, I didn't say they want to be gay. I said they want an S&D. He's like, yeah. Okay. And I go, I don't know. The whole night was
He's right, because if there would have been one guy in a regular bar that was smoking a cigar, then everyone's going to laugh at that guy and laugh at the joke. These people don't want to admit that they want to do that, so they don't laugh at it.
Well, you're on stage guy, okay? You've been on stage for a long time. I am too. Yeah. All right. I've been on stage and been uncomfortable. You were clearly I've never seen you uncomfortable before. You were clearly uncomfortable.
And not uncomfortable because I was not doing well. It was definitely that wobbly stage.
Yeah.
All of that cigar smoke went right to
Everything
my head
together.
immediately. Everything together, the lights. Because I'll stay up there and bomb. I don't have. That's what I tell my wife. My wife's like, "Are you gonna do stand up, whatever?" And I go, "Yeah." I have no problem doing stand up because I don't have anything to lose if I go up there and bomb. So I don't care. It's not like I'm not gonna get another comic gig now. You know.
I'm the same way. I've never told anybody I was good at anything.
Right.
So that if I bomb, I just keep on trying.
Yeah.
Keep trying.
You know, and I also live for experiences. So I'd rather go up there and try it and do it. So I don't know if you know this, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. My niece is in film school at USC.
I've heard this, yes.
And so in her class, she's graduating in May, early. And part of her class, the big project is they submit for an idea for a documentary.
Right.
And then if they get picked, they fund the documentary to be made. So my niece pitched an idea and got picked for it. And the idea is my brother, who is one of the funniest people I know, why isn't he doing comedy? Why did he choose to go into the business world as opposed to doing something with his humor? Whereas at the same time, me, who is not as funny as he is in a job where with humor. So it's about that, but also about the tragedies he's had in his life and how that possibly have changed him. Blah, blah, blah. So the idea of the documentary is he is eventually going to go on stage and do an open mic at a comedy club.
And has he before?
No.
He never has?
Never. And it's already, the date's locked in. He texted me today. He goes, it's happening on this date at this place in Los Angeles.
How nervous is he?
I don't know. I think with him, I think he doesn't want to screw it up, but probably more for my niece than for him. Like, he's not.
But if he screws it up, it's not like that's bad for the documentary.
That's better.
100%.
It might be bad. It might
100%.
It might be better.
So I don't think, and he is funny. I think he can pull off. And nobody's going up to an open mic and hitting out of the park. They're up there trying stuff out. They're up there trying to hone their skills. So I don't think he fears bombing. It's not like he's. But then I think the next thing is I think he's like at the Comedy Store after that. Like, it's a real legit one. And that's where he get bombed hard. Sure. So, but either way, it's going to be an interesting documentary. I think the story idea is great, and when it's done, if it's done right and everything, I mean, I don't want to say Academy Award, but
you never know. There's different levels of funny. You know, there's funny people that can't be funny on all stages.
Yes.
You know, there's that funny person that just says that funny thing every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's the person that's the life of the party, but you put them on a stage to lock up. There's that person too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My friend Nooch is drunk funny. He can only be funny when he's drunk.
Okay.
When he's sober, he's like Nooch doesn't even talk. But when he's drunk, he's acting out scenes like Robert De Niro and making the face. You know? Yeah. And then there's can't be funny unless they're racist funny. You know those
Yeah,
guys?
Gio.
Gio. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I think Gio's not really as much funny as he was just racist. All my friends in New York, I feel like, are racist funny. But also, I feel like Cat Williams is racist funny, too. You know what I mean?
Cat Williams is racist funny, but racism... We're all a little racist. I hope everybody understands. We're all a little bit racist.
Well, here's the thing. If you ask me if I'm racist, I would say no. If you
racist is a violent, mean word.
Right.
But if you say just look at black people or Hispanic people a little different, everybody does that.
Yeah, no. And I don't think that's racist. I think it's a little more prejudice.
Okay.
And because in my opinion, if you're racist...
I call it the truth.
Okay.
If you're racist, it involves hatred. And
I agree with
that.
that.
You could look at a group of people and be like, oh, Puerto Ricans.
We overuse the word racist. We overuse it. Oh, that guy said that he's a racist. I had somebody, a white person that used to be married to a black person, and a white person saying they're racist. What? Like, what are you talking about?
It's hard to call.
It's impossible. If you were married to a black person, you're not racist. I had somebody say I was racist towards white people. I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and I and they all have different cultures, so what's good in one spot is not good in another spot.
It's a culture thing.
Yeah.
So I saw an interview, I think it was Denzel Washington. Somebody says, well, why does a black person have to do a black movie? And he said something about Scorsese and Schindler's List.
Oh, yeah, it was Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. And he said it's about the culture.
Yep, great point.
He goes, do you know what the smell, I'll ask everybody here, do you know the smell of a hot comb on the stove?
No.
Nobody even knows what I'm talking about, right? That's black culture. My mother had a hot comb on the stove, and she used to straighten her hair. Only black people know what that's about.
Right.
So if you put that in a movie, it's only really appealing to black culture, and the white culture won't understand that.
Sure. In the same way, do you know what it's like to have an 850 credit score?
No, I saw my credit score yesterday.
I tried to find the easiest racist joke I could find.
But it's funny, but there's some generalities to it. I was at your guy, good guy, golf carts the other day.
Oh,
I saw
Rory,
my guy Rory, and I was going to. I bought a golf cart, and I got a lease on it or whatever, and my credit score came up. It's not good.
Oh, really?
No, it's not good.
Really?
No, it's not good. I'm not good at paying stuff sometimes.
That's the thing. I've had the money to pay things, but
I'm
I
just
don't
lazy.
have the lazy.
Like like last year I got pulled over because my insurance was done, and I'm like, now my insurance is through the roof.
Yeah.
They're like, that's a major violation. I'm like, whatever, dude, whatever. It's just money.
I know it's a pain in the ass to do all those things. Thank God. You want to have it fixed? Married, I have to.
Well, I had a wife back in the day, and then as soon as that stopped, all the stuff started happening.
I think that if my wife and I ever got divorced, that would be the biggest blow to my life, is the organization of my finances.
You want the biggest blow?
I'd miss her eventually, but
eventually.
Yeah.
Here's going to be the biggest blow, right? Hopefully it never happens. But when they say, Mike, gather up all the information for the divorce. You should have heard that one. What?
What do they want?
Well, we want to know your life insurance, your this, and I was like, I didn't even know I had it. Like I don't know papers, and my wife did all of that. Yeah. So now I have to dig it up. So I had to call her to get. It wasn't.
That's why whenever my wife goes, "Hey, how's our portfolio?" I go, "Oh, it's not good." I go, "What? It's not.
It's not good."
I wouldn't even count on it for anything. Just in case anything ever happened. She's like, I think we had a portfolio. No, it's not good. No, you don't want it.
Well, I took a big step. I am now officially old people.
Yeah?
I live in an old folks home now.
Oh, you said you were moving to 55 and up?
I'm moving to 55 and up next door, and that's why I'm using my golf cart. And I feel different.
Boy,
different now.
I feel liberated, though. I feel liberated.
You want to talk about race stuff?
Yeah.
I can't wait till you're rolling around in your shorts and your dignitary tank top.
Yeah.
And all those white ladies.
Yeah. Hey. I smell like pine cones. He cute.
Smell like pine cones. Yeah, dude. I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a fun life.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have a good time.
Carefully, and the STD rates are through the roof.
I've heard that.
Communities, all right, so
I heard they smoke a lot of weed though. Old people. I heard that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What about the loofahs? You got to figure out the loofah colors.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
Especially with the golf carts.
And if
That's
you're
a
wearing
swinging thing,
pineapples and all that kind of stuff.
Don't pick the wrong color loofah.
We were talking about racism earlier. I don't know whether this is necessarily racist, but I do have some audio of a white guy being derogatory about a black guy.
Ooh,
I don't know if you want to hear that. Carmen, if you can play that, please.
Even Ian, I guess they did a sports show for 20 years, never heard of him. That's probably why you don't have a sports show anymore, Ian.
My goodness.
It's not racist, but it sounds like a rat.
You know what's funny? I wasn't gonna say anything because I heard it live, and I thought me and Gio was good though.
Yeah.
No?
So the reason why I lost my show was because of lack of knowledge.
You don't know about Mike Martin?
I think that's AI. I don't know. Man, the internet, they really can come up with some crazy stuff these days.
That is not AI. That is Geo.
The second his guy, whatever that baseball guy was, got rejected, Gio changed.
Oh yeah.
He's a changed person. He's mad.
There's a lot of anger in my heart. I'm sorry.
Messing with his McDonald's money.
Yeah.
The best of the people, even over the weekend, that still send me the thing that he died. Like I didn't know. Oh, Gio's gonna be mad. Well, either listen to the show or don't listen to the show. But I still entertain some people. A woman this weekend was like, Gio got screwed. Why? Because this guy died and is a big deal at FSU. Yeah, at FSU. He's not a celebrity. He was famous baseball coach at a school, not a celebrity. Go out of Florida and ask people who he is. His name's not going to ring a bell unless you're into college baseball.
Well, even though Gio doesn't think I had any baseball knowledge, I did have a radio show in Tampa for 20-something years.
Right.
And Ron Diaz, his number one sport's baseball.
Yep.
Jay Retcher's number one sports is baseball, and we never brought his name up.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Or USF's coach, or Miami's coach, or anybody else. College baseball's not huge.
College baseball.
No,
Irrelevant.
they don't. No.
Even when they have the draft, nobody's really. It's like one or two prospects that people look at and they get excited. Oh, the Rangers got this guy, and then nobody else talks about it. You're not going third in line. Yes, Carmen.
I was gonna say, just listen to how angry Gio sounds here.
That's probably why you don't have a sports show anymore, Ian.
Carmen, I'm sorry. I didn't. Can you play that again? I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I got you.
That's probably why you don't have a sports show anymore, Ian.
That guy's career, man.
Ian definitely had an exclamation mark after that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know what he really wanted.
Yeah.
Listen, I
You know
felt
what Ian's code for.
I felt the tact. I still do.
What up, my Ians?
Yeah.
I got you.
I mean, I'm glad I wasn't in the room. I'd put my fists up or
I
something.
mean, I still know I'm right and everybody's wrong.
Yeah, well, I know you got no points. That's all I care about.
Yeah, the whole game's rigged.
Rigged.
It's a bunch of cheaters.
Because the guy who won last year.
Yeah, right?
Cheaters.
Take a refund.
Nothing but cheaters.
If a person rigs a game, what would they be called?
Watch out now.
They would be called a cheater. You're all nothing but cheaters.
Just making sure.
Cheaters.
With AI, you can't even say rigger anymore.
No, it never works out for cheaters.
Right.
Just wait and see.
Wow. All right, listen. Ian is here.
Yeah.
We got to take a break, though. We'll take a quick one and come right back. It's the Mike Calta Show. We got to talk Super Bowl.
Let's go.
We got to talk Super Bowl when we come back. It's 102.5 The Bone. Join our band Pipple Toddler as we are live on stage playing music for you, melting your face at the Daiquiri Shack in Madeira Beach starting at about 9 o'clock on Friday. Ian, I don't know what you're doing, but of course, we'd love to have you come by.
Thinking about hanging out.
Yeah?
It's been a while.
I think it'll be good.
Haven't had my face burn up in a while. That's what you guys do, burn faces.
Melt them.
Melt the face, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while.
Lesser bands burn them. We melt them.
We melt them right off. We're nuclear.
Yeah.
It's usually a fun time because I always say it's like a home base for local musicians. I know a lot of people from the station usually come by and hang out because it's local there. So I'm looking forward to just having a good, fun night. I haven't been out doing anything in a
Bring
long
out
time.
Heavy Lyrics with you. You can get
Bring
up during
Heavy.
Save a Horse.
Absolutely.
Do some rap.
Oh, my God. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
I love that kind
They
of
got
stuff.
great wings there.
They do have surprisingly good food for a beach bar.
Yeah, jerk wings, fantastic.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of times there because when I leave, and Pete's over there wailing on wings, I don't want to have heartburn and throw up in my mouth while I'm sleeping. So I'm like, I'm good, even though it's delicious.
A lot of times before Mike shows up, I just get some of the wing sauce and put it all over his base, so his strings move really good.
Perfect.
That's what gets me in a good mood.
I'm blessed to be able to eat anything at any time and not catch it.
I'm a lot better now.
Yeah.
I'm a lot better now. I used to. I have this this prescription for omeprazole, which is like a one of those pills to help you out. But I don't take it anymore, and they keep refilling it. And I probably have enough to make sure everybody in Tampa does.
Sure.
I was looking at it the other day. Every time I'd find a bottle, I'm like, "What is this?" Most people you go through and they're like hiding pain medication. I got omeprazole everywhere.
There you go.
That is this Friday night at the Daiquiri Shack in Madeira Beach. Friday is Pitbull Toddler. Saturday I have something to do. I can't remember. And then of course Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday. And I'm very excited to watch the game because it's our last football game of the year. Yeah. Well, until preseason starts. But I think
you
we
got
didn't
the
know.
UFL or what are they calling it now?
I'm not watching.
Right around the corner.
I'm not watching that nonsense.
What?
There's no Tampa team. I'm not interested in it. I don't need to see The Rock's dumb face. The Rock is in too many places.
If there was a Tampa team, would it make a difference?
Yes, because I liked when we had the XFL team here.
The Vipers?
The Vipers. Yeah. I feel like the Bucks were behind it. Everybody would, but like Buck players would show up to it. It was at Raymond James Stadium, so it would have grown a little bit to give us something. We ended at a sucky ending because we were going so well, and then the playoffs finished us. But if we then had more football to go to, I don't know. I just don't feel like I may put it on every once in a while. Not until I start hearing some names am I really going to pay attention to it.
The new leagues all do exactly the same.
What?
Opening day, they'll do a pretty good number, and that's it. Right down the drain. Done.
I don't know where the teams are.
I don't
know
either.
who they are.
I don't either. I don't think anybody cares.
No.
There's an Orlando team, I believe.
Is there?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that the UFL or is that XFL?
Well, they combined, I thought.
Yeah,
right.
they did.
But what they keep, like whose teams do they keep? Or do they keep all of them?
I think they're kind of just absorbing players.
So I have the teams here. It is, let me see. I wish they just had a list of them. Would be nice.
You would think it's better than no football, but then you watch it and it's not.
No.
It's not bad. Better than no football. Like, I'd rather watch no football than that.
Okay, but how come arena football was good?
It's a different product.
It is.
Even the CFL is a different product.
Yeah.
It looks different. That's why it's still around.
So you have the Arlington Renegades. You have the Birmingham Stallions, DC Defenders, Houston Roughnecks, Memphis Showboats, Michigan Panthers, San Antonio Brahmas.
You shouldn't be able to call them Panthers. We got enough goddamn Panthers.
Really?
And St. Louis Battlehawks.
We got Panthers in hockey. We got Panthers in football.
Everywhere.
Yeah, we don't need it. And what was the last one?
St. Louis Battlehawks.
And that's it?
Yeah,
so
8
no
teams.
Orlando team?
No.
Mm.
No, it's just 8 teams.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I like DC Defenders. I think that's kind of cool. Houston Roughnecks, that's a good name.
That is, I believe both of those are XFL names.
Yeah.
The XFL was creative with their names.
Memphis Showboats, I don't like.
What was the original Orlando team?
The Rage.
Orlando Rage.
That was the
Shane McMahon stops me in the hallway. Don't know Shane McMahon. He'd seen me around all day. I was hanging out at WWE. Stops me in the hallway. He goes, "Hey, let me ask you a question. If we sing Land of the Free, Home of the Rage, do you think everybody will lose their mind?" They go, "Yeah, it'll be insane." He goes, "All right, I think we're going to do that."
They're going to do it.
Yeah, I was like, I guess that's the right WWE answer, is to say yes. But
we forgot the LFL, too. That was one of the better viewing lingerie football.
Oh, yeah.
Without a joke. No, did you ever watch it?
No,
okay,
I didn't watch it.
Okay. I'm just telling Mike. Listen to me.
I had them in the studio.
Mike, listen to me. Okay?
I'm listening.
Do you think I take football seriously?
Yes.
Okay, I coached the LFL.
Yeah.
Any one of my brothers I brought, they go, "That was the best thing I've ever seen."
Yeah, because it's naked girls.
It's hot girls assassinating each other. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, you want to see that? Go down,
Yes.
go down to a strip club on a Tuesday
No,
night.
it's not the same, my friend.
No, you would go to one like on Armenia.
Yeah,
You get
okay,
two
that's
bitches
true.
knocking each other out.
That's true, yeah.
I stand by my thing. It's almost like they heard me and they upped their ante. The two greatest places that advertise hot women at their place are Bare Assets and Hat Tricks Tavern. Every time I see a hot chick online, I go, "What is that?" "Oh, Bare Assets." Or I go, "Where is it?" "Oh, Hat Tricks."
Yeah.
Every time. They have the hottest girls at both those places.
Good wings, too, Hat Tricks.
Yeah,
Very
I've
good
eaten there
wings,
before,
yeah.
but I feel like there should be a reason for us to go there more.
Yeah, and it seems like they have a belt of 19-year-old girls that just come through
I
there.
wish I had that belt.
I understand.
That'd be a nice belt to have.
It's not terrible.
All right, we have the Super Bowl on Sunday. You have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the 49ers in Las Vegas. You got a first-time Super Bowl in Las Vegas. You have Reba McEntire singing the national anthem. You have Usher doing the halftime show. I'm sure they'll find some America the Beautiful and the Black national anthem. Sorry. Hey, you want to talk about racist? Yeah. That's pretty racist.
The Black national anthem?
Yeah.
As a black band,
yeah,
it almost makes me cringe when they play it.
It should.
Like, I'm being honest with that. I'm like, okay, it doesn't offend me, but just a lot of people don't want to hear this. Like, seriously.
The national anthem is a song that is representing the whole country.
I agree with you.
Also,
I agree with you.
None of us relate to the national anthem because none of us were around when it was sung. It was written during a battle. It's not like any of us go, well, black people can't go, well, we don't relate to it. We don't relate to it either.
No,
we have nothing, but it's a symbol of this country. Now, if you don't like it or if you feel like there's something wrong with it, then maybe we say, hey, let's revisit this as a country and come up with a new national anthem that represents us all. Even if it was sung by black people, that you can't have a black national anthem. It's more divisive than anything else.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm out.
I agree.
I'm out. And the fact that the NFL will play two
Well,
national
they're covering
anthems.
their ass, though.
Yeah, but they played two national
But
anthems
they're
in
just
one
covering their
country.
ass because they went crazy on the kneeling. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing.
Listen, I blame this on angry white people. Let Colin Kaepernick kneel. Just keep your goddamn mouth shut about it. Nothing happens. He never plays. He goes away.
And pretty responsible for everything.
Angry white people, no. They're
responsible for most things.
They're a loud group.
That's what I'm saying, though. But
you ever hear angry black people? Woo! That's a loud group.
But nobody listens to angry black people. They eliminate angry black people.
Oh.
Angry white people are the ones that always talk about what's racist towards black people.
You can beat up cops these days because of angry black people. Black Lives Matter. And now you beat up cops in New York, and they're like, let them go on bail.
Angry black people are not saying Black Lives Matter.
I don't know.
They're not.
Yeah.
Angry black people don't say Black
I
Lives
saw
Matter.
some.
I saw some.
I saw more white people saying Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, those people are idiots.
People are like, are you about Black Lives Matter? I say, what is it?
Yeah.
And you know what? You can't even tell me what it is. I'm just supposed to support something I don't know what it is.
Sounds like Wall Street.
Good.
Occupy Wall Street. We send somebody down there to interview those people. What are you out here? Oh, Wall Street. What do you do? Well, I couldn't pay my electric bill, and these guys are rich. Well, okay, well, why?
Okay, yeah.
What happened? Because they went to school and they worked out.
Correct.
And they could pay their
Worked
bills.
harder than you.
Yeah. What is the point?
Yeah.
Nobody had an answer.
Did you ever see the video of the black people marching for Black Lives Matter, and they go past this building, and the white people are up in the apartment, and they're like giving them the thumbs up and stuff, and they're like, Black Lives Matter, and giving thumbs up, and they just whip a bottle through their window. And they're like, we're on your side.
We're with you. Yeah, I was talking to, I think it was my dad. I was talking to somebody about abortion, and I said how I'm just unapologetically pro-choice.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, but right away, you listen to me. I'm not trying to win over half my audience and lose the other half. I'm interested in everybody by saying I'm going to tell you how I feel, and I'm going to be honest. And some people are not going to agree with me, and some people are, and then they could make their own choice to do whatever they want. I'm not here telling you what to do. I'll tell you this is what I believe, this is why I believe it. So there's no way I'm going to sit here and be like, well, no, Black National Anthem is nice too. It's garbage. It's garbage. If every 10 years or not, maybe every 50 years, we should get together and go, that national anthem doesn't really apply to anything in the world anymore. Let's write a new one.
That's a fact.
And just do that.
And really, just play Enter Sandman. You get everybody pumped up.
I would be okay with that.
It'll be fine.
We don't need a national anthem.
But our country is built that way. You have to be a Democrat or a Republican.
Oh, I know.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not from this country, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I look at Democrats, yuck. I look at Republicans, no thank you. Okay, so where am I? So I have to be one of those two to vote?
That's what we were
Come
talking
on,
about.
that's so un-American.
That's what we were talking about that the other day. You can vote. You don't have to be one of those two, but you don't know who to vote for. You don't have anybody to vote for.
But they're saying like some of those primaries, I don't know.
The primary is first where your party will decide who represents your party. So if you're not in the party, you don't vote for it.
Isn't that un-American? I can't vote for something just because I'm not on a side when there's only two sides. Can you give me a couple more sides, please?
You can be an independent and not vote, and you wouldn't be able to vote.
Well, that's not right.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah. My thing is I am a registered Republican, was a registered Democrat, was a registered Republican, and I don't like either one of them. I actually like a lot of things about Trump, and I love the chaos that he causes, but we're headed into some really dangerous times. And I also don't know that I want to vote for a guy who's still under indictment. It gets a little sketchy, and we don't even know who his vice president's going to be yet. I mean, that's something we have to really pay attention to with this guy because he could be getting pulled out at any time. So you're right there, because now what is your choice? To vote for a third-party candidate who's never going to win?
Well, and for me, I didn't vote for Trump, and I'm okay saying it.
Yeah.
At that time, and I think the only person he could have beat was Hillary Clinton, and I think this time the only person he could beat is Joe Biden.
I think he can beat Joe Biden.
I think just the only person on the planet he could beat is Joe Biden.
But he beat all those other Republicans without even doing anything.
They're scared of him.
Yeah.
There should be a Democrat, a Republican, and a Trump Republican. No, that's serious.
Yeah.
No, that's serious though, because Republicans and Trump Republicans are different people. They're different people.
It's going to be a weird and scary and interesting next couple of years, and I think more people than ever need to pay attention to what they're going to do. I'm not saying that if Trump is president, I'm going to be like, oh my God, we're going to die. But I think it's going to cause more chaos than we need to have. And I think if Biden becomes president, it's going to be 4 more years of us losing our money and losing our stature within the world leaders. And I don't know. That's, again, before you people start sending me angry emails, that's just how I feel.
Before the Tyson Holyfield fight, I said something funky is going to go on. Something funky is going to happen in this election.
Yeah.
It's clear to me. And a lot of people are predicting this. Like, the election doesn't happen. Something unprecedented is going to happen in this election.
So I had a conversation with my wife yesterday. We were talking a little bit about it earlier. I have plenty of ammunition and food and all that stuff, but I really feel like we need to pay attention to. I'm always preparing for a hurricane, and if we're trapped here for a month or so, I think we need to start preparing a little longer. I feel like something weird is going to happen. I don't know if that's the election, if that's aliens, if that's weather. I don't know what it is. But I feel like we need to be prepared. Yes, dear.
I was going to say, have you seen the last time the Chiefs and the 49ers were in a Super Bowl? Trump and Biden were up for election. Like, all this was, like, everyone saying, like, deja vu.
What do you mean?
And then the pandemic happened. This all happened 4 years ago. Yeah. Exactly this. The last time the Chiefs...
It was the 49ers again?
Yeah. That happened 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And then the same, Biden and Trump.
Maybe our Matrix is glitching?
Yeah,
they should have redoing. They should have never turned on CERN. It's been all downhill ever since they did that.
We were talking about the Super Bowl tickets. They were like $10,000. Now they're down to like $5,500, which is still crazy, whatever. But they're saying, what the hottest after party is Patrick Mahomes Sr. All right.
I remember they used to give us 2 Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah.
And if you're in the Super Bowl, I believe they gave you like 20-something of them.
For each of them?
I believe so.
Wow.
They might have changed it. And I know some guys that were rookies at the time, and they would sell all their tickets for like $1,000 each, and that was a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine having 26 tickets now.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money, dude.
I remember Sapp when the Bucs went to the Super Bowl. He had a picture of him laying down or next to a bed on the phone, and he just had Super Bowl tickets laid all over his bed.
I mean, get 20-something. Wow. Everybody in the game gets 20-something, I believe.
What?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I feel like I'm not going to go to a Super Bowl unless my team's there, and I feel like that's also for the sake of the people whose teams are going. Like, you should save it for your team.
Yeah,
it's about money, dude. It's not about your team. It's the wealthy, almost the really rich and wealthy people for that team. Because $5,000 a ticket.
Yeah, I paid a lot of money for Bucs tickets.
But you're really rich.
No, I'm not. I'm like, we like to make jokes about that.
You are, though.
But I'm not.
I'm in your house, dude.
I'm not buying Super Bowl tickets, Rich.
I'm in your house.
It took an act of Congress to get my accountant to release those funds. She was like, you're not getting that. But I had to pitch it as, it's my team. It has the greatest quarterback in the history of the game playing, and it's here in Tampa. That's never happened before. Like, there are so many reasons. Plus, I may never get this opportunity with my son again to go to the
Sure.
And also, it ended up being me and my son, Pete and his son, my brother and his sons. Like, it was a great experience.
You don't have to apologize, but you're rich.
Right. I'm not. Please.
That's it.
I'm not rich. Will you people let this through your head?
I wanted to take my son to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not rich. I had to have my limo driver drop me up 2 blocks away before I got there.
And then he left in the fourth quarter.
I think I'm rich. I'm rich.
Yeah.
And I would definitely give my money away for about a tenth of yours. About a tenth.
Oh, you're crazy.
You're crazy.
Listen, you just come over Sunday. We'll watch it in my theater, and we'll have a great time together.
Why don't you come over to Dignitary Cafe? 10x6 screen. Let's go.
You know why? I don't like to leave the house.
I understand.
Yeah. If I would, I would go to your little opium den. I think it's fantastic.
Ian, who are you taking in the Super Bowl?
I'm going to go with Taylor Swift.
Yeah. For the most looks.
You're laughing. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the NFL will let her lose. I'm not
she
sure.
or will she not hoist the Super Bowl trophy at one point?
I don't think there's any way that she doesn't have it in her hands up on that stage at one point.
Yep. She touches it. She at least kisses it.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, my gut feeling tells me the same thing. The Chiefs are winning this thing. You get Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes and Pacheco. They are a solid group. I'm betting on the 49ers. I'm betting on the 49ers.
The 49ers are a great team. They're a great team.
Brock Purdy's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
They're a great team. Their defense is great. I think I'm betting.
There's only one problem with that equation. You know what it is? You're betting against Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
That's the problem with that
Taylor
equation.
Swift.
That's a bad equation. That's a bad. Remember, go back to the Buccaneers when they beat Patrick Mahomes. You know who the best player in the field was? Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Go back and watch it. He was the best player in the field, so that's the only thing I'm leery of betting against Patrick Mahomes. That's a bad man.
I'm putting my money on the 49ers, hoping that Taylor Swift wins.
They're still the favorite. 49ers are still the favorite.
Although, are they really?
Yeah, they're minus 130. The Chiefs are plus 110.
Lies.
Which, by the way, the Super Bowl MVP has changed, though. Mahomes is now the odds-on favorite for MVP, followed by Brock Purdy, then McCaffrey, then Travis Kelce. Which, if Kelce is the Super Bowl MVP, I may be taking the next week off.
So right now, I'm putting Christian McCaffrey as the MVP. I feel like he runs his ass off.
He has to.
I don't know, man. He in the playoffs, he kind of didn't do a lot.
Saving it up for the Super Bowl.
We'll see.
Check us out on Instagram at the Mike Calta Show. The After Show with Dizzy is up next. Have a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.